I don't hear anything. Am I on? Whoa.
How we doing? Can you hear me?
That's about right.
All right. Appreciate that, Are those our two? Are these our two things? He's asking us.
Hello, a little bit more, just a hair more. Okay, I heard that bell.
Before I put my small bands on.
Okay, now down.
I can hear you. Can you hear us? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the beautiful Wayne County at Wayne High School on Pioneer Drive, where Wayne gets ready to take on Winfield. Wayne coming in 2-0, Winfield coming in 2-1. Going to be a good contest here between the two teams. What do you to my right is Bob. What do you have for us, Bob?
Well, I'll tell you what, tonight you're going to see two old school, early football stuff. Both these guys like to line up a lot in the wing tee, running a little bit of misdirection. They like to try to pound it right down your throat. So it ought to be a good one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a warm night. The sun has set over the mountains. Shade's starting to cast on the field. We'll be back after this at Wayne.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin from Bluefield, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar stores. Download the Par-Mar stores app and sign up for our rewards cards for even more savings. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. From gas to groceries, you'll find what you need at Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Getting a speeding ticket has consequences.
It's that time of year again when things start to cool down. But here at Yes Chevy and Yes Ford, the deals are not easy. I'm Keith Powell, and I want to help you lower your current monthly payment, have a down payment that's just $99, and get a lifetime warranty with fast and easy credit approval. That's right, don't freeze up over huge down payments. You can ride away for just $99 today. Get pre-approved at KeithSaysYes.com. Only at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
Welcome back from the commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. The anthems have been sung. The cheerleaders are dancing. Wayne has won the toss and elected to receive. The Generals will go on defense first. It's going to be a great night here in Wayne, West Virginia, where the Winfield Generals take on the Wayne Pioneers. Wayne coming in at 2-0, Winfield coming in at 2-1. Their only loss coming to Herbert Hoover in a game myself and Bob Goebel next to me called. We saw a lot of good things out of Winfield. What do you expect to see out of them tonight?
Well, I expect them to see the thing that one of the things I talked about when we watched them play against Hoover. They're a well-coached team. They stay composed. They're very good at what they're doing, and I think this will be a really good game because obviously Wayne does the same thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun this evening.
Big leg there from number 87, Aiden Hernandez. He puts one into the end zone. That'll be a touchback for Wayne's first possession of the game. He had a couple of those against Herbert Hoover. You know, he's a speedster that if he gets in the loose, he can make you miss, and we see the leg power there that he can put the ball deep. He's going to start at safety for Winfield on defense.
And you have to watch here on that Wayne offense, number 12, the guy who makes this machine run, Fisher Fry. What a talented athlete he is. Great team leader.
Fisher Fry will be going under center for the first snap of the game. As Bob mentioned in the pregame, a lot of running, wing T, run it down your throat. Let's see what they go. Handoffs over the left-hand side, makes a guy miss. Gang tackle there by the Winfield Generals on the right side. We'll call it a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 coming up.
It's one of the things that really impressed me about Winfield when we did do the game against Hoover. They are really good at pursuing and gang tackling, which helps them a lot, obviously.
Yep. Jaden Wayman felt the pressure of that gang tackle there as he took the first carry of the game. Bringing out 2nd and 7. Ball at about the 23. Going to go reverse. Fisher's going to keep it himself. He's going to get dropped in the backfield. That's going to be about a 1.5-yard loss gain. Going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 here. I know you mentioned in the pregame that both teams like to run the ball, a lot of wing T action, shove it down your throat. When you have a 3rd and 9, do they stick true to that, or do you think they're going to open it up in the passing game here?
Well, you never know. A lot of times, a lot of these teams, I'm not saying Wayne does it all the time, but a lot of times these wing T guys will just do maximum protection where everybody blocks, and they'll send one guy deep trying to beat a guy covering a single defender. But we'll see what happens here.
3rd and long as Wayne comes to the shotgun dual set. Empty set backfield, I apologize. Tight left. Fake the handoff. He's going to throw it. He has a slant route curl there.
Well covered.
Going to be a penalty flag on the play. It might be an eligible receiver because I believe that was number 9.
Yes, and number 5, Trayvon Tanner. Good defense for Winfield that time.
Great defense by Tanner, but I believe number 9 was the tight end, and then he went downfield for the pass. They're gonna call it a pass interference call. Actually, I didn't exactly see that on the play, but either way, it'll be declined. Doesn't matter. Incomplete pass stands. 4th and 9. Wayne's going to bring their punting unit out. Always good for the Generals coach, Scott Smolder, to feel a nice 3 and out to start the game. Something he loves to see, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And keep in mind what I always talk about when you and I do games or do with anybody, special teams can make the difference, especially with 2 teams that are matched up this well.
Absolutely, and that punt goes out of bounds. Trayvon Tanner's going to not get a chance to return it. It will be Winfield's ball at their 45-yard line when we come back.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got 10:27 to go here. This will be Winfield's first possession in the first quarter, 0-0 ball game after the 3 and out from the Pioneers on their first possession. Shotgun look. Oh, nope. Going to go under center. One back split. Couple wing tee. We saw this a lot against Herbert Hoover. Going to hand it up off the middle on the left side. He's going to bounce it. He's going to get to the outside. Can't break the tackle, though. That's going to be Radcliffe on the carry.
Nice job there up front. The line came off the ball quickly, and that was a quick hitter. He took the snap one step, and the ball was through the line of scrimmage.
Wayne's definitely lucky they were able to bring him down there on the tackle because he had room to run on the outside if he was able to shake that one. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Generals. Shotgun, split set. Going to look to pass. He's going to be under pressure. Going to be a tight end screen. He's got some room to run. He picks up the first down. He's going to get hit. Dropped at about the 30-yard line. And that was number 20. Lafferty with the catch. And Staley, number 1 for the Pioneers on the tackle.
Nice job getting out there, getting the quick release, get out to the perimeter and get a block there.
Good tackle by a defensive back on a tight end there in the open field. Going back to the wing tee under center look. One wide left. They got the speedster flanked right, and that's number 87, Aiden Hernandez. We saw him almost break a few against Herbert Hoover. See, he would love to get a chance to do that tonight. Going to go with a reverse around the right end. It's going to be a helmet comes flying off there on the tackle.
I thought that was the ball for a second.
So did I. I thought it was a fumble, but somebody lost their lid, and that'll bring up 2nd down. We actually got a penalty flag on the far side. I believe it's going to be an illegal formation. They're going to check with Wayne's coach, see if he wants to take it or decline. He's going to accept it. That's going to back him up 5. It'll replay first down for a 1st and 15 for Winfield.
5-yard penalty, only 1st and 15.
Not quite in cab ride lane range yet, but they get a little bit further backed up. It'll be whatever down in a cab ride.
Oh, absolutely. 1st and 15, something a coach never wants to see. Generals break the huddle quick. Looking to run something. Pitch to Aiden around the left-hand side. Aiden Hernandez. He's going to pick up about 7 before he's dropped. You saw the little bit of speed there, and Wayne was lucky to get to the corner before he did.
General's throwing a little bit of tempo at him, getting that quick pitch out there. They didn't have time to really set up and react, which I'm sure was the whole idea.
Absolutely. They got a lot of chunk yardage back. It's actually a better 2nd down than before the penalty. Go with it again. They're going to fake the reverse. Quarterback's going to keep it, but that is going to be a hard hit from the linebacker coming up in the slot. That's going to be number 10, Trey Bennett on the tackle.
Penalty marker on the play.
He had Pinkerton dead to rights as soon as he tried to run.
This may be holding on number 78 for the Generals. Whoops. Of course, we're not supposed to say the number in high school, right?
If you're going to give him credit, you got to give him criticism too, right, Bob?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh.
Illegal chop block on the offensive line. Coaches are for Wayne's going to say, let's back him up. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That makes it a very, very long 2nd down play. What do you draw up on a 2nd and long like this?
Well, I think it's try to get some of it back. It's really tough to get all of it back because they're going to be playing off, expecting maybe a throw. So try to make up some yardage here.
A lot of coaches in the pro game, high college game, often go with a screen draw on 2nd and long like this. So you got to be thinking that Wayne's defensive line should know if we get past my blocker pretty quickly, I got to be looking for a little dump action.
And this pretty much is the cab ride distance now. Third and cab ride. So
2nd and 20. We got shotgun. Even splits. Tight right, twins left. Hernandez is one-on-one at the bottom. If they want to throw it his way, they don't. They go to the left, though, on the streak route from the slot receiver. I believe that was number 8, Dylan Paxton, that couldn't hang on to it. I'll tell you what, he had a little bit of room there, a little bit of green, would have made it a manageable 3rd down even if he got stopped right where he caught it.
Yeah, I think he could have easily gotten like a 10, 12-yard gain there.
Could have got the yak, which every wide receiver coach loves
There
when you
you
do,
go.
but no dice on that one as he lets that one fly through his hands early in the game. Maybe some jitters. It brings up
Sure.
3rd and long here.
The other thing that you can tell is these guys have played each other before, and they've scouted each other very well. They know what's happening, you know.
Pinkerton's going to drop back to pass again. He goes left. They do the tight end screen left. He's got room to run. He's got blockers down the sideline. It's going to be a shoestring tackle by a Pioneer. That might have gone to the house. There was nobody in front of him.
I thought he was gone.
That's going to be number 10, Nicholas. I'm not sure if that's Trey Bennett or Nicholas Burdine. We got both names on number 10 on our rosters here. But
That appeared to be the same kind of screen they ran to the other side earlier and didn't get all the blocks in one, but got a pretty good gain on it, and that time it broke it open pretty well.
I'll tell you what, he had a wall down the sideline like a special team coach loves to see on a punt, and if it wasn't for the grab of the shoestring, it'd be 6-0 right now. Either way, now it's 4th and 13. Pinkerton's going to roll out to his left. He's going to let one fly. Going to be some miscommunication in there. Looks like Trevon Tanner went in. Pinkerton wanted him to go out. That's going to be a turnover and downs.
There was some very serious coverage back there. I don't know what happened on that one.
Sometimes you zig when you should zag, and unfortunately on 4th down it goes the other way. It's going to be Pioneers ball, 1st and 10. 7:16 to go here in the first quarter. Tied 0-0 ball game.
It looked like that it was going to be pretty successful there at first because the protection was so well when he rolled out there.
He had plenty of time. He set his feet. I really think it was just, miscommunication.
No, we got twins to the left here. No trips.
Jokers to the right. Going to be the sweep out of the wing tee. And that's going to be big number 20, Toby Lafferty, the tight end who had that nice catch on that screen pass before on offense, coming up big on defense.
Toby's a playmaker. He gets around. He does a good job on both sides of the football.
He's listed at 6'4", 220, and I'll tell you what, from up here he looks every bit of it. Great stop from him.
Coach Smolder had nothing but good things to say about him. He's really proud of him, really likes the kind of player and young man he's become.
Bring up 2nd and 9 here. Going to go hand up off the right side. Powell breaks it, tackle, hops over a few linemen, gets wrapped up. That's going to be number 40, Landon Hill on the stop. Number 2, Caden Hayton on the carry.
That was a good job there. They were trying to run a quick trap back to the other side, and they slanted into the gap and shut all that down. They didn't have a chance to get through there. He got what yards you did on pure 1-2 that time.
Yeah, the little hop over the lineman and little stutter to the left picked up about 4 for him, so it turns out to be about 3rd and 6 here. Come back I formation. Going to give it to him again off the right-hand side, a little bit of trap action maybe. He gets hit from behind, and that's going to be a push forward. Hayton again on the carry.
Run the lead play there, getting some more success off of it now.
The referee's right at the sticks. We'll see if they give it to him or if they want to call for a measurement on this one. Referee's going to look at it and say, I can't tell from here. We're going to have to zoom in. Get out your binoculars, Bob. What do you think?
I think it's short.
Hopefully they don't have to put the play card in there like Gene Steratore a few years ago.
Well, you know, good thing about it, I got a 50-50 chance here, but after my history at the dog track, I don't think I'm going to be very good at my call here. So
I like your odds. I like your odds. Well, Bob, you definitely would have lost that bet. He had it by a football. I can't believe the referee even needed to bring those chains out there.
Certainly don't want to buy a lotto ticket or anything this evening. I don't believe it would help any.
Yeah, tonight is not your night on the early gambles. We'll see if it pays off later in the game. 5:52 to go here in the first, and that'll bring up a 1st down for Wayne.
I concur with your assessment there. Why in the world would you even measure that if it's that far? I guess that way he shows everybody what's going on, be my thought.
So people still moving when the ball was lined up. They're not going to call it. It's going to be number 2, I believe. Hayden again off the right-hand side. Samples comes away with the ball for the Winfield Generals. Refs are going to say he was down low before the ball came out.
That was a quick trap play there, kicking out with the guard and leading up with the fullback like a power trap. Nice play.
Picks up 3. That'll be a 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Pioneers.
Both defenses have been pretty stingy so far.
Yeah, you said coming into the game they both want to run it down their throats, and both defenses said not today. Come out in the I formation again. They're going to go play action. They got a guy going down the post. He has him open. He's past the defenders, but he can't get it there. It's overthrown. That was number 1, Ronnie Staley III. Had the safety beat on the post route, but incomplete.
And once again, you had 3 defenders covering that deep ball there. You know, that's the thing about this offense. If you get to where you can run it and move it and move it and move it, then run a play action pass off of it, a lot of times you can burn these guys because, you know, the defender's over there and this receiver's coming and blocking him over and over and over, and then he slips past him.
We actually had a play in high school where we would have our backside receiver for 2 or 3 run plays in a row just stand there and do absolutely nothing.
Right.
And then on the 4th one, he'd stand straight up, and then he'd take off down the field, and you always catch the defender sleeping. Great little trick play you see in high school sometimes. Going to be a reverse around the right-hand side. He has a little bit of a corner. Missed tackle by Hernandez. Can't get him around the race. He's going to go out of bounds at the 35-yard line, and that's going to be Ronnie Staley III carrying the ball for the big first down. Picking up about 15 on the carry.
Staley has some wheels now, the senior. Good job.
Great play by him. Hernandez had him around the waist, but wasn't strong enough to bring him down on the move.
Nick, that seems to be the type of thing that happens a lot of times with this offense, too. It's just, you know, it's just pick, bang, and then you hit a big play, you know.
Absolutely, especially when you get a guy going around the end like that, and you had your defense ends are crashing down because you're giving it up the middle the last couple plays. Really opens up that corner for you. 1st and 10, they're going to go play action. He has him on the corner. He's behind the defender. He has a step on it, but he can't catch it. Overthrown by about a yard. That was going to be number 0, Cade Eastip, on the route, and incomplete pass, just about a yard too long.
Well, they almost put the defense to sleep on that play like I was talking about earlier. Definitely a game of chess, isn't it?
Absolutely. Fry has thrown 2 really nice balls on these incompletions. If he's able to connect, we're looking at, you know, a majorly different game. That's going to be a 2nd down and 10 handoff over the left-hand side. Hayton picks up about 2.
Well, as we've already talked about several times, Wayne nor Winfield, either one, are getting in a big hurry to try to score. You know, they're just going to grind and they're going to drive it.
Yeah, no point in hurrying when the score's close. You know, play your game, settle into your offense. 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Pioneers as we tick around the 4-minute mark.
The big hoggies up front for Winfield look a little gassed there. Got their hands on their hips, breathing a little bit. May need to get a little break here in a minute. They're playing hard.
3rd and 8 carry, and that's going to be Hayton stopped in the backfield by big number 53 linebacker Austin Lynch coming through the hole to make that tackle. Drops him for 2, brings up a 4th and 10.
Great job by the defensive line. What they did, they hit the center and knocked him back, and the guard couldn't pull and get across there, and of course it just screwed everything up. That's what
Pioneers are going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this.
West Virginia's only Acura dealer, Lester Raines Acura. Keeping it simple, saving you money. Lester Raines Honda. Consider Lester Raines Mazda for your next vehicle purchase.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades apprenticeship programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for this 4th and 10 for the Pioneers. Going to give it to the fullback up the middle. He's going to pick up 5, but it's going to be way short of the first down. That was number 16, Jaden Wayman on the carry, Landon Hill on the stop for the Generals. That'll cause a 4th down turnover coming out of the timeout. What did you think about that call, Bob?
I thought it was a good call, and it worked really well. That's essentially the same play they ran to the other side. They were trying to run that quick trap, and the trap was good that time. He just didn't get, you know, through the hole far enough to make a difference. But a little more successful there. You know, got a little bit of a gain on it that time.
Absolutely. The Generals take a timeout coming into the first down play. They had plenty of time on the play clock. Not sure what the reason for the timeout call was there. But either way, coming out of the timeout, it will be 1st and 10 for Winfield. 3:51 to go here in the first quarter. Neither team has put up any points yet.
They may be cooking up something special here with a little bit of extra instruction. You never know.
Yeah, after a big 4th down stop, you got the momentum. Your fans are, excited. The sideline's a little juiced for what's going on. So if you can, pull a rabbit out of your hat and get a big play, get a big score here in the next couple plays, really keeps the momentum going your way.
Sure. And I'm being an old hog lineman myself. I'm really enjoying watching these guys battle up front. They're getting after each other every play.
The pass game's exciting, but you got to love just good old smash mouth football from some wing T offenses here. Going to go off the left-hand side to the fullback.
There you go.
He's going to pick up about 5 on that.
Quick hitter. Boom.
Radcliffe off the right side. I didn't see who made the tackle on that one.
Well, be an old coach like I am, too. It drives me crazy when they get to where they have 2nd and 1 and they get in a shotgun and snap the ball back 5 yards, then hand it to the running back and make him run 6 for first down.
Coming back out, 2nd and 5 here after the Radcliffe carry. He's going to call it himself. He's going to keep his own number, and that's going to be Pinkerton off the left-hand side. He picks up about 5. He's right at the stick.
Nice play on the quarterback ISO there, faking it to the running back, and they jumped on the running back and didn't realize he had it till he was getting upfield there. Good play.
The Zebras say we don't need to take a look at this one. Move the chains. That's 1st down for Winfield. Coming out in the shotgun set. Going to be offsides coming up here on the Pioneers, making a 1st and 5 for the Winfield Generals after the call.
Got to watch those penalties.
I believe that was number 55, Aiden Steele, got a little excited to rush a quarterback in a shotgun formation there. He went offside a little bit early. Winfield says, looks like we're going to stick with the same play call. No need to huddle. 1st and 5. Going to go option left. The pitch is to Radcliffe, I believe. He takes a big hit, but he keeps on rolling. What a big play by him to pick up 15.
I think that really got the Pioneers by surprise there because there was literally no one out there to cover the pitch man. They had to try to readjust on the fly to make that tackle, which gave him the big amount of yardage he had.
Great call by Winfield there on 1st and 5 to pick up the 1st down on the big 15-yard carry by Radcliffe. I believe Radcliffe had 2 pretty big carries so far in this game. They bring in the fullback, go a little power set, puts number 40 Landon Hill in front of Radcliffe on 1st and 10, tight formation. Power eye goes back to Radcliffe. He cuts it back to his left. He shakes a tackle. He's got about 8 on the carry before he's slung out of bounds by number 1 Ronnie Staley.
Mr. Radcliffe is one of those guys that has those jumpy feet, running around like he's jumping on fire ants. He's quick as can be and can slice through that hole. He can gain yardage and get through the line of scrimmage quicker than a lot of people can.
Yeah, you saw the nice right-to-left action there. No stopping his stutter.
No.
Doesn't mind taking a hit either. He doesn't mind putting it to the linebackers and the safety when they come up. 2nd and 2 coming. Looks like a busted play. Pinkerton's going to roll back to his left to keep it himself. He's down the sideline. He picks up the 1st down. He's going to get thrown out of bounds for about 7-yard carry. Looked like he wanted to go to Radcliffe to the left. Both Radcliffe and Landon Hill went to the right, so I got to feel like that one was on Pinkerton. Huh, Bob?
Yep. He sure did make the best of it.
A late flag coming in here. The sticks were already moved. It's going to be a sideline warning on Winfield. Now, that's their first. Are there any implications to the coach in high school football? Do we know that here in West Virginia?
The first one, it's okay. I think the second one, you can get some big trouble.
I know in the college game, I believe if you get 2 or 3, your head coach is gone. So something, you never want to see at any level.
And the thing about it is it all goes back to the man in charge. So if one of your assistants gets a sideline warning, that goes on the head coach.
Oh, absolutely. There's no yardage to that. It is just a warning. Shotgun snap, 1st and 10, play action fake. Throws it down the seam. Going to be a huge gain. He's going to get down inside. He's across the line into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great effort.
I believe that's Elkin Gonzalez, number 28, on the catch.
Or Lafferty, Toby Lafferty, 20. I can't tell if it's 28 or 20.
It looks like Lafferty, correction.
Yeah, Lafferty, yeah.
Lafferty on the catch on the long touchdown from Pinkerton. Just a straight seam route right down the middle. Had the linebacker beat. Safeties couldn't get there on time. A couple guys came to hit him, but it was too late for the big fella as he rumbles into the end zone. And the Generals rumble to a 6-0 lead with 2:02 to play here in the first.
And what were they doing? They were biting on the run, and he got behind them.
High snap. Holder gets it down. Kick is up and good. 7-0 now after that. We'll be back after this.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Generals of Winfield are going to have Aiden Hernandez tee it up after the 25-yard connection from Pinkerton to Lafferty on the tight end seam route as they jump out to a 7-0 lead with 2:02 to go in the first.
Nothing like a football game like this on this beautiful evening here at Wayne.
The sun's setting, the temperature's starting to drop, and it is a perfect Friday night for you all to join us here on HD Media as Aiden puts another one into the end zone off the tee. It'll be Winfield Generals ball at the 20-yard line, taking over 1st and 10 as they trail for the first time in this game.
Like we were saying about at Hoover a couple weeks ago, I love seeing these smaller communities and everybody comes out to support their teams. It's really neat.
As you mentioned at the break, this is a small-town USA feel here in Wayne.
Yes,
it's a great football community, great community in general that they have here supporting their Pioneers. The Generals have traveled well themselves from Winfield, their fan base. Great night for West Virginia action. 1st and 10, shotgun snap. They're going to look to throw. They got the hitch route on the outside. Unfortunately, though, that pass from Fry is going to skip off the ground. Estep was open on the curl. He had a little bit of separation between him and the defender that was sitting in cover 3 there.
Yeah, it was a little bit too low.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers. Got away from their bread and butter of the runs and trap plays on 1st down.
Just got a message from one of the fans. I was pronouncing Toby's last name incorrectly. It's Lockery. Pardon me, Toby.
It's going to roll out. Fry's pass going to go over the head of number 1 Ronnie Staley III. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Pioneers. Fry getting the play call now. A little talking to, little coach maybe telling him to settle down. You had a guy open, set your feet, get the throw.
Nice.
It was a good ball, just high.
And nice pressure by number 20, Toby Lockery that time. Way to go, buddy.
It's always here. I'm not much of a wordsmith or an English major myself, so seeing names spelled a certain way, always hard for me to break, so we apologize to you, Toby. 3rd and 10. Going to come back out in the shotgun set. Going to play action quarterback draw up the middle. Not much doing. A gang of guys going to make the tackle. I believe that was number 40 Landon Hill and number 53 Austin Lynch on the stop.
Wow, Wayne playing some safe football here.
Wayne going to bring out the punting unit here. I believe that is Tanner back deep to receive the punt. Oh, Winfield had a shot at it. Couldn't quite get there. Tanner's going to catch it. He has plenty of room to run. 2 guys to beat. Little stutter, step, and go. And picks up a nice block. Some coaches want to Flag, they're not going to get it, though. A lot of running for about a 7-yard return.
Great
A
effort.
lot of east to west, not enough north to south. That'll bring up first down for the Generals.
He gets an E for effort, though. Good job getting up through there.
I'll tell you what, playmakers always think they can break it, and, you know, he had the belief he could. Just one tackler too many there. 1:05 to play here in the first quarter on this beautiful night in Wayne, West Virginia. Is your Wayne Pioneers trail the Winfield Generals 7-0. This is Winfield's first possession after the Lockery touchdown. Going to come back out in that tight wing T, split left. Going to be a quarterback draw. Pinkerton's going to look around, get a step or two there, and he's going to pick up about 4.5, maybe 5 on the carry.
That's a unique play. I haven't seen him run a whole bunch, but it's a really good one. It's kind of like a quarterback draw with a lead with the fullback in there.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those ones you look at as in a film room, you might have said, delay yourself a second or two, let your fullback get out a little bit more. He's kind of running step for step with him there.
You know, they have the timing down pretty well on that.
Yeah. Either way, though, can't blame him because he picked up 5. You know, they say get 3 on first, second, and third down, make a 4th down decision. He picked up 5, make it 2nd and 5. Pinkerton's going to hand off. It's going to be Hernandez off the left-hand side. He breaks a tackle. He drops the ball in open field. He had nobody in front of him. Oh, man, somebody buttered the biscuit a little too much, and it came right out of his hands, and it's going to be the Pioneers. Ronnie Staley III recovers on the 12-yard line. Hernandez had nothing but daylight in front of him there.
And I hate to see that happen to any kid. You know, he dropped that ball there because he was trying as hard as he could, you know, and it's tough on a kid, you know. You got to get him over there on the sideline and build him back up, say, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it, you know.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have time to go to the sideline.
Right.
Right now he's got to play safety on defense. It's one of those things, you know, where his arm's a little sweaty, ball's maybe a little bit wet from some condensation, and he was just trying to shift it to the other arm so it wouldn't get stripped from behind, lost it in the process. The Pioneers benefit big on the turnover.
Still pounding the ISO off tackle on both sides now.
I believe that was Staley who recovered the fumble, also picked up about 4 yards on the carry there. We're going to wind down the first quarter. It is 7-0 Winfield over Wayne. We'll be back after this.
Winfield 7, Wayne 0.
West Virginia's only Acura dealer, Lester Raines Acura. Keeping it simple, saving you money. Lester Raines Honda. Consider Lester Raines Mazda for your next vehicle purchase.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Welcome back to Wayne, West Virginia, where the Pioneers trail 7-0 as we get ready to kick off the second quarter. First quarter was packed with a lot of actions, a couple big runs, a couple hard hits, a couple big tackles, but 2 big plays is the Lockery touchdown and then the Hernandez fumble that we are now seeing the other side of that possession from. 2nd and 5, going to be a handoff over the right-hand side.
Ball carrier.
Couldn't see who the ball carrier was there.
Nice stop by Landon Hill on that play. He was right there in the middle of it. Shut it down.
Landon Hill coming downhill to make that stop, backing him up, tackle in the back. Tackle for loss is something Coach always loves to see in the stat column.
Absolutely.
3rd and 7. Well, Pioneers coach not real happy. He has to burn a timeout. Some communication issues there between him and his quarterback, Fisher Fry.
Timeout. Wayne. Second charge. Timeout of the half.
Never want to use your second timeout this early in the second quarter. That's I think why he had the hat off, shaking his head at his team. Going to get them in close, saying, "Boys, we got to do something here. We can't have these."
Well, believe me, one thing all the years I coached football, and one thing I learned that you can do any and everything you can to get these guys ready, and you think they're ready, and when that ball goes off that tee on Friday night, you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. You know, emotions play high, things go on. You know, just too, it's the play call, the personnel you have in there. You know, you have a guy running the X who's normally the Y. You know, some plays like that, you know, there's a little bit of confusion. He might not know the pass routes as well.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of that stuff that goes on. You know, especially when a guy comes out from, you know, he has a few plays, he's got to come to the sideline.
And you got to train these guys mentally to be able to adapt to changes in the game, quick changes.
3rd and long. Wing T, they're going to go handoff right. He's going to bounce it around, cut it back to the left. Makes 2 guys miss. Makes another guy miss. Picks up the first down. He keeps chugging along.
Job.
What a big carry by Ronnie Staley. He's going to pick up about 12 on the carry for the big first down play.
And that's what happens for one of the first times tonight. All the Pistons were firing up front the way they should have and created all the gaps in the areas, got off the ball, and all of those guys were blocking, which made the difference.
The Pistons were firing, and Ronnie's engine was humming, and he got up over the first down marker there. It'll be 1st and 10.
The dump trucks blocked for the sports car.
That's right. Going to be a little trick play there. Go to the fullback trap.
Quick hitter there.
Real quick hitter. There's some confusion. Winfield was signaling early that they got the ball.
Yes.
And now the referees are going to agree with them.
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened or how that happened. I can't believe it. I believe that's number 16, Jaden Wayman on the carry.
Yeah, and that was a real quick play there. It's really hard to see what happened there.
Yeah, don't understand what happened there, and I don't think Wayman knows. He's talking to the coach, and he's pointing around like, I think I was down. I don't think I lost the ball. I don't understand how any of this happened. But either way, no replay in high school. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Winfield. Pinkerton pitches it to the left, and he's got nothing but daylight. He's going to make one man miss with a stiff arm. He's stuck him down the sideline. He gets hit around the waist, and he goes out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. That's going to be Radcliffe picking up huge yardage there. Picking up about 23 on a carry. The chains aren't moving. Do we have a penalty? Is this coming back? Referees have a conference call. Maybe they'll zoom us in and tell us what's going on.
Face mask to call against Winfield.
Oh, man.
Face mask on Radcliffe on the stiff arm that he had at the 25-yard line.
Well, you don't see that very
Oh,
often.
man, what a hard run. What a great play. You know, that was a Marshawn Lynch-type stiff arm right there to get him the extra yardage. I can't believe they're going to back this one up.
Well, and I'm not one to criticize and say anything about home cooking, so we'll just watch the play here. That was a good call. He had him. What a job by the wideouts on the edge, or the wingman and the tight end sealing off that edge for him to run up through there that time.
If I'm doing anything and I'm Radcliffe, I'm saying give it to me again, Coach. Big splits here from this offensive line. They're way off the ball. They go back to Radcliffe on the quick trap to the right-hand side. He makes a guy miss, but he can't make number 2, Caden Hayton, miss. He comes up with a big tackle. Radcliffe's going to feel that one in the morning. Gain of 1 on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 4. The penalty was after the first down yardage, so even though they did back them up in between the sticks, it did remain first down. So Radcliffe be credited with a 5-yard carry on the play on first down, and then the replayed first down as well. Going to go back to the bell cow. He's going to go off the left side. He makes a guy miss, but he gets hit around the ankles. I believe that's Fry going to be making the tackle coming up from the safety
We got
slot.
a first down. Nice lead block by the fullback there on that play.
Is that number 40, Landon Hill, leading the way?
Yes. Landon Hill going downhill again in a good way.
Got to give love to the fullback. They rarely get the ball, but they always lead the way.
And I love his stance more than anything.
It is very unorthodox for a fullback to come out like that. There's going to be pressure on the rollout right. Pinkerton that is able to beat it. He gets it over to number
Pinkerton's pass completed to Lockery.
20 over to Lockery for the big first down play. It's hard to read these numbers up here, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the stuttering. It's hard to tell if that's a 20 or a 28, but it is number 20, Toby Lockery on the catch for the 15 yards and a first down.
Yeah, it's even tougher trying to see what numbers the Pioneers have.
Going to be first and goal inside the 10-yard line here for the Generals as they go gun. Trips left with a tight. Pinkerton's going to check to the sideline. And then they're going to check their wristbands. Got 10 on the play clock. Better get it going. Moves the fullback to his left-hand side. And they're going to have to burn one because they didn't have enough time to get this play off.
Winfield. Second charge. Timeout of the half.
We're going to stick around and talk to you a little bit about this beautiful evening here in Wayne, West Virginia during the timeout as we have a 7-0 ball game. The home team Pioneers down to the Generals. What did you see so far? What do you expect? What are you calling here if you're the coach for Winfield, Bob?
Well, what I've seen so far is two really good football teams going at each other. And as I iterated where I've seen Winfield play before this year and also now seeing Wayne, they're well coached. Both of them are very sound fundamentally. They don't make a lot of mistakes as far as that goes. And I think both teams are going to have to open up and occasionally throw the ball just to catch the other team off guard and hit a quick one, because if you're grinding that ball up and down the field all the time and burning clock and you get another strike here, and like if Winfield scores here and gets a 14-point lead, that puts the monkey on the Pioneers' back that they're going to have to answer.
Absolutely. First and goal inside the 10-yard line here. They're going to fake and go quarterback draw off the left-hand side. Nothing doing.
Ball carrier.
That was the one he got that big gain on earlier this evening where they faked it to the fullback diving up there, but he pulled it and went around the corner, and this time they shut him down before he could get in game.
I think that was number 10, Nick Burdine, on the stop. Going to be second and goal inside the 10-yard line here, down around the 8. Going to go I formation. They're going to give it to Radcliffe. He's going to bounce off the left side like he's done a few times tonight. He's going to get down to about the 3-yard line before he's brought down by a gang of Pioneers.
There was a nice kick-out block by Mr. Downhill, Landon Hill. Nice job there.
Third and goal.
Fullbacks and tight ends are the money makers here in the red zone, especially inside the 10-yard line. They really free things up. Hill's going to go out of the game here for this third down.
Maybe trying to put the ball in the air this time.
Radcliffe's going to be the lone man in the backfield. Go under center, give the hard count for Pinkerton. He checks back to the sideline, calls the audible, checking to the playlist. Stick with the formation. He's going to call his own number off the right-hand side. He stutters, gets a block. Referee's running in. They're going to say he's short down at the 1-yard line. Going to bring up a big 4th and goal just as we tick under 8 minutes to go here in a second. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line for the Generals.
That's a play they've gone to quite a few times this evening. It's just a quarterback ISO. He sticks it in the fullback's gut, pulls out, and then follows him up through there.
Wouldn't be surprised to see it here. It's picked up a yard or two every time. Pinkerton checks with the sideline again. Big boys drop to a knee to get a breath before they go with the big push up front to try to get the touchdown. Pioneers get a push but can't be enough, and that's going to be Pinkerton off the right-hand side, and he's into the end zone to jump out to a 13-0 lead for the Generals of Winfield.
Nice job up front by the Hoggies that time, getting off the ball and moving those people out of there.
Checking to the sideline, letting them get their win was a good thing. Allowed them to get that push up front. Pinkerton off the right-hand side calls his own number. And it is 13-0, the Generals over the Pioneers. PAT upcoming.
Jackson Alexander.
Jackson Alexander is going to kick it. High snap, gets the hold down though. And it's going to go through And that is good. 14-0 with 7:20 to go here in the first half.
Nice drive by the Generals that time, taking care of everything.
It was a short drive off of the fumble that everyone was very concerned or very confused by on the fullback trap from the Pioneers. But nonetheless, the result is a touchdown for the Winfield Generals as they fall behind, or as the home team Pioneers fall behind 14-0. You think they could circle the wagons here and get something going?
Nice, neat, great push up front there on the replay. Good job.
You're going to hear some good music coming from the PA speakers. The cheerleaders of the Pioneers down there trying to get the fans into it. They know if they want to turn this around, they got to get the momentum going their way. Doing everything they can to get the fans back into it.
Hayden, Staley, and Walker deep for Wayne.
3 guys deep for Wayne, and if it's anything like Hernandez's last few kicks, it'll be into the end zone. He boots it hard and high, and that it will be about 7 yards deep in the end zone, bring it out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Pioneers. And we'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin from Bluefield, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar Stores. Download the Par-Mar Stores app and sign up for our rewards cards for even more savings. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. From gas to groceries, you'll find what you need at Par-Mar Stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne ball, 1st and 10 from the 20, down 14 with 7:20 to play here in the second quarter. Frau's going to go under center. He's going to hand it off right up the middle. Going to be a big, nice first down play for about 6 yards.
Changed the formation there a little bit. Took one of the wing guys and put him in the backfield to be a fullback for a lead block there. Nice ISO play.
Nice block for Wayman to pick up 6 on the play. Jaden Wayman is a great runner. He runs downhill and he runs hard.
Yes, he does.
Tight formation, couple guys around again. They go, come around the right side. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to bounce off a few guys. Couple of Generals getting drugged behind him. They finally bring him down. It's going to be about a 17, 18-yard carry.
Nice call by the Pioneers. It first started to look like that power play again with the 2 backs out of the backfield, but actually ran a counter to the outside.
Big pickup there for the Pioneers. Going to be 1st and 10 as they look to try to put some points on the board here in the second quarter. Going to go fullback trap again.
Same play.
Wayman, ball carrier.
Wayman up the middle. You had 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Generals in on that tackle.
Like I said early before the game started, they love to swarm. Got a man down.
Something you never like to see is a guy on the field. They're going to get some athletic trainers out to take a look at him, see if they can get him up and going. First few plays, big action for Pioneers so far on this drive. They really need to put something together. Down 14, about midway there, with 6:17 to go. Yeah, about midway here in the second quarter.
And what a way to spend your Friday evening with RSN Sports. This game at this beautiful facility.
Gotta love what West Virginia high school football is becoming. You gotta love that they've moved into the 21st century, that they're embracing the streaming, giving Bob and myself an opportunity to, call these games and get it out to people who can't make it tonight. Maybe someone who could tune in that, lives a little further out of state. I know, my parents live up in Pittsburgh, and they tune into a lot of the high school games that are broadcast on HD media. Something you got to love.
One of the things I'm really excited about, too, finally, is they're bringing the state championship back to Charleston for all the classifications. I think that's nice having a central location.
Well, hopefully both of these teams still in contention to try to get there. Maybe they'll make it to that state championship in Charleston. Going to be a handoff off the right side. He's going to bounce it. He has a step, tries to get to the corner. Oh, it's going to be a shoestring tackle.
Man. I thought that was close to a penalty there.
Yeah, he dove at him. Trayvon Tanner dove at his legs and got the stop, and I believe it was that Hill maybe on the high hit to the head.
Gain of 4, third down.
That was a great job by the fullback Jennings Noble coming out there and kicking that defensive end out that time on that power play.
That was a big second down run, makes it third and about, we'll call it 2.5 here.
Same formation.
Going to go same exact play off the right-hand side. He's going to rumble and stumble, and he's going to pick up the first down. That's going to be number 2, Caden Hayden, on the carry.
Generals are starting to have some trouble with that counter action.
Pioneers really putting a solid drive together here, you know. Like Denzel Washington says, and remember the Titans, might only be 6 plays that we're seeing on this drive, but just like Novocaine, give it time always works.
There you go.
Coming out same formation. Might end up going back to the same play. Nope, give it to the fullback up the center. He takes a hard hit.
16, Jaden Wayman, ball carrier.
I'll tell you what, Toby Lockery came up in that hole, and he just blasted. Was that Staley on the carry?
He's a player, I'll tell you that. What you're seeing here, though, the Generals are starting to get a little fatigued on defense here. Wayne's starting to push the ball and get it moving down the field.
Correction, last carry was Wayman. He took the hard hit from Lockery. He bounced off, though, and he picked up another about 9 yards after the hit. What a great run by Wayman. Generals crowd the line. Doesn't matter because he calls his own number after a few fakes.
Number 12, Fisher Fry on the
Fisher Fry picks up the big first down, about a 9-yard carry.
Nice call. Fake the counter and kept it.
Yeah, you see that there where you lull them to sleep, run the same 2-3 plays over and over and over again. Every one of the linebackers went downhill right to the ball. He pulled it, reversed out. What a great call there by the Pioneers coach. What a great execution by the O-line up front. And what a great run by Fisher Fry.
Yeah, and if I'm Winfield's defensive coordinator, I'm going to call timeout, settle these guys down a little bit.
Go back to the trap action. Right now, you might need to do that if you're Winfield, because I'll tell you what, that is, these Winfield Generals had them at the line. There's contact, from guys, and they're just getting blown off the ball right now, about a 4-yard carry.
Like we were talking about earlier, hands on the hips. They're getting a little gassed here because they're just getting blasted off the ball every down now.
Absolutely. It's late in the second quarter. A lot of these guys play both ways. Makes it very hard, to catch your breath. We'll get back to that point here after this. Same formation, fullback up the middle. Picks up about
nice. They shut it down
on the carry.
Shut it down that time. Good job.
Your opinion, Bob, you think does fatigue set in harder on offense or defense?
That's always been the grand discussion.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what side of the ball you're on. But
yeah, a lot of defensive guys say it's tougher on defense because they run more.
I would agree. I think, too, when you're on defense, you have to react. On offense, where the play's going. You know where your first step is. As a defensive lineman, you're not only making your first move, but then you're trying to figure out, am I going in the right direction? Do I got to cut back here?
Yeah, if you're talking about swarming, too, you got to get to the ball every down,
Absolutely. They're going to go off the right-hand side there. Going to be a big hit. 3 guys drive him the whole way out of bounds. He goes the whole way to the track. That was number 2, Caden Hayton on the carry.
Nice effort. Caden's been pushing that ball hard up through there. Both teams have 1 timeout left, I believe.
It's going to bring up 4th and 3.
4th down, 3 yards to go.
A lot of play, a lot of time ticking off this clock. The Pioneers are going to take their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. And we're going to take it with them. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:14 to go here in the second quarter. The Wayne Pioneers are driving. They're down to the 15-yard line. We got a 4th and 3 upcoming after the timeout. The home team took the timeout to discuss his 4th down play. My buddy Bob here to my right thought that maybe they were going to try to draw him off sides, get a little hard count, pick up the free first down. Always a gamble to do that, though.
Little speculating up here, guys.
We don't see the hard count. We see the handoff. The guy on the right wasn't set. Doesn't matter. That is an all-effort run by Hayden, and he dove hard there at the end. Hard to tell from up here what referee's going to give him the mark. They're looking at it. Did he get the first down? Generals are saying he's short. Pioneers are saying we picked it up. I'll tell you what, the Pioneers head coach is calling the next offensive play, so he's very confident they got it. We'll see what happens.
Time for another one of these infamous measurements.
Well, you're 0 for 1, Bob. You want to double or nothing here on your money? Bring it to the blackjack table.
I'm saying first down this time.
Oh yeah, from up here it looks short, but it's hard to tell where at an angle. We're at about the 45-yard line on the opposite side of the field, looking towards the ball here.
Yeah, if I get this one wrong, I may never go back to the dog track.
I tell my wife all the time that I'm always right, and I'm right again on this 4th down play. The Generals held them. It would have been about a 32-yard field goal. Not sure what the kicking situation is. They elected to go for it on 4th down. The Generals came up with a big stop on Hayton's carry over the right-hand side, and it will be first down for the Generals. 2:07 to play here in the second.
Now, to be perfectly clear, I didn't say where it was a first down for Winfield or for Wayne, but I can't backpedal now, can I?
Well, you can backpedal all you want. I don't know if our listeners will agree with you.
Yeah, I don't believe I can smooth that one over. Do you?
Going to be 13 or 1st and 10 at the 13. 2:07 to play here with a 14-point lead. Maybe play a little conservative, see how 1st and 2nd down go. Don't want to turn it over in the shadows of your own goalpost.
Now, I think this would be a perfect time to go downtown with it.
They're in cover 2, so not a lot doing over there. Go over the right-hand side. It's going to be a cutback. He gets to the middle. About a 7-yard gain there.
And what a hole they created on the right-hand side of the line that time. The big boys up front.
Wide open. That was going to be number 9, Gannon Boggs on the carry. We got a flag coming in, though.
Is it offsides?
No, he put the 2 hands behind the back.
Ineligible receiver.
But it wasn't an illegal formation call, so it's a very, very interesting. That's something you don't see every day. I'm very baffled.
Yeah. Yeah, I only coached this game for 30 years. I think I probably have an idea maybe I was wrong.
Well, not only that, they're not marking the penalty from the line of scrimmage. The penalty is being marked from the end of the run, so that means it's a live ball penalty. It's not an illegal shift. That's 1 hand behind the back. I don't know what this call is, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in my football life, I am stumped. Now the referees are saying maybe Craig Broman's right, and we need to back this up a little further.
And the clock is running.
That's not your fault. That's him not knowing what's going on.
We can hear the clock operator to our right. They're yelling at each other because that clock should not have been running. It's down to 1:42 on the game clock on the scoreboard. They're going to wind a little home cooking like you talked about maybe for the refs earlier. Here's a little home cooking from the scoreboard operator as they are going to let that clock wind. Can't believe Winfield didn't take their own time
Never
out.
stopped the clock.
We did get confirmation that the referees never stopped the clock, which is why the clock
started it and then he didn't stop it. That's his fault.
They are blaming the refs, and we'll agree with them. Bad snap. It goes back between Pinkerton's hands. He's in the end zone. It's going to be a safe. No, he fumbles again. And it's going to be recovered.
Touchdown.
Wow, what a turn of events here with 1:10 to go. A bad snap through Pinkerton's hands. Goes into the end zone. He can't fall on it for the safety. The Pioneers come up with it, and they go and get 6 on the defensive stand. What a turn of events, and guess what? That clock's not going to matter, Bob.
No, not now.
1:10 to go, and they pull within 8. I couldn't tell who came away with the ball. There were a host of guys jumping around. Didn't see a number. But either way, that's going to bring out the PAT team for the Pioneers as they look to make this a 7-point ball game. Snap is back, holds down. Nope, he fumbles it. Can't get it down. Fire drill. They call 911. Nothing doing. And the PAT will be no good. That's where it'll stay with a 14-6 score here with 1:10 to go in the second. And we'll be back after this.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Craig Broman. Next to me is Bob Goebel. 1:10 to go here in a 14-6 game after the missed PAT by the Pioneers. Bob earlier in the game mentioned that this could be a 1-point game. It's going to be a tight type of matchup for these two teams, and that 1 point might be the one we just saw missed right there.
And like I've talked about before, too, a lot of times these kind of games are determined by turnovers and penalties.
The penalty that backed them up, and then the bad snap that resulted in the turnover for the touchdown. And this is going to be a big return for the Winfield Generals, just when you thought maybe they're going to kneel on it and go to half. I believe that was number 7, Carson Samples, got the kickoff, and he just rumbled and stumbled his way across the 50-yard line down to about the 48. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Generals, 1:02, plenty of time. And we've seen Hernandez's leg off the tee. Well, he's not their extra point kicker. Sorry, that's Jackson Alexander's their extra point kicker. And he has a pretty big leg, too, so you might see a couple pass plays and at least an attempt at 3 before the half.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether Winfield wants to go for it and try to get some points on the board before the halftime, or if they're just going to burn some clock.
Well, let's see what happens here. They come out in their tight formation like normal. It's going to be a pitch around the left-hand side. It's going to be Radcliffe. He makes a man miss in the open field. He's going to try to scamper to the sideline. He makes another 2 guys miss, and he gets out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, and that's going to be about a 14-yard gain for Radcliffe. He's got to be getting close to about 75 yards on the ground, if I had to guess. He's had a few big runs like that tonight.
Yeah, that was the quick pitch that we talked about earlier where they're getting such a great block by the wingman and the tackle out here on the edge and sealing that off on the inside. And that linebacker can't scrape and get out there.
The balls and chain are set, so that, or no, sorry, he ran out of bounds, so let him remain a stop clock. Winfield will have first, and then another high snap. Pinkerton's able to pull it down. They tried running the option right. He had the pitch man, but couldn't get a handle on the ball after that snap. Clock ticks under 45 seconds. 2nd down. Smolder's got to be concerned now. That's 2 out of the last 3 snaps have been, well, actually, the one was under center, so the last 2 shotgun snaps have been questionable at best.
Yeah, I believe they might just be happy to take a knee here. Who knows, though? They may be going for it. Who knows? They're
going to run the quarterback ISO over the right out of the gun. Going to pick up 4, and they're going to get a timeout from the Winfield Generals. They're going to burn their last timeout. 20 seconds to go. They have an 8-point lead. Right now the ball's on the 33. You got to think, most high school kickers, you need at least 10 yards to pick up for a shot at a field goal, Bob?
I would think. I don't know if they have a guy that has a leg like that or not.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any Justin Tuckers in the Winfield area, but maybe Jackson Alexander's one of them.
Well, the other thing is, too, that I've always talked about, you see, like, these kickers, a lot of them are very good and get out, like, when they're warming up and hitting 45, 50-yard field goals. Well, all that changes a little bit when the ball's snapped and the guy's holding it and you got about 8 maniacs coming at you 100 miles an hour.
Oh, absolutely. You know, people underestimate how important the snap and the hold are for the kicker.
Sure.
And a lot of times, you know, the kicker's leg, it's the 3 steps, the fluid motion, but if that ball is not sit down just right and it's tilted a little less or a little more than normal, he's not hitting on the right spot, he's not going to get that distance. And you got to remember that just like college, the hash marks are outside the field goal post, so that makes your angle kicks a lot harder. Going to be 3rd and about 7 here. Shotgun snap. Pinkerton goes back. He wants the tight end screen to Lockery, and he had him. Not going to matter, though. There was a flag in the backfield, probably going to be some type of holding. Yep, and that's going to go against Winfield. Big question is, the Pioneers, do you take it or do you decline it? You got 15 to go. You don't want to give them an extra penalty, or you don't want to give them an extra play, but it does back them up.
It takes so long psychologically and mentally to be able to teach these young men to overcome situations like this. You know, they want to dwell on what just happened there, and it's so tough to teach them. You know, you got to just put that out of your mind and go on to the next play. And that makes a difference a lot of times.
Absolutely. You got to have that short-term memory in football. You always want to go 1-0. Win the down, win the play. Win the drive, win the series, win the game is, you know, what coaches often say, and that next play is always the most important one.
I always used to tell my players all the time, FIDO, which meant forget it, drive on.
That's right, shotgun snap. Pinkerton looks to air it out. He doesn't have a lot of time. He's going to get chased around. He's going to be brought down on a big sack. That's going to be number 13, Cooper Atkins, dropping him for a big loss. That's going to wind the clock down. Generals are going to say, let's not try to gamble here. We don't have any timeouts, and that will be the end of the first half, where Winfield leads 14-6 over the Wayne Pioneers. We'll be back after halftime.
Getting a speeding ticket has consequences.
It's that time of year again when things start to cool down. But here at Yes Chevy and Yes Ford, the dealers are heating up. I'm Keith Powell, and I want to help you lower your current monthly payment, have a down payment that's just $99, and get a lifetime warranty with fast and easy credit approval. That's right, don't freeze up over huge down payments. You can ride away for just $99 today. Get pre-approved at KeithSaysYes.com. Only at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
West Virginia's only Acura dealer, Lester Raines Acura. Keeping it simple, saving you money. Lester Raines Honda. Consider Lester Raines Mazda for your next vehicle purchase.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Wayne High School Red Regime Marching Band.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin from Winfield, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar stores. Download the Par-Mar stores app and sign up for our rewards cards for even more savings. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. From gas to groceries, you'll find what you need at Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Getting a speeding ticket has consequences.
It's that time of year again when things start to cool down. But here at Yes Chevy and Yes Ford, the dealers are heating up. I'm Keith Powell, and I want to help you lower your current monthly payment, have a down payment that's just $99, and get a lifetime warranty with fast and easy credit approval. That's right, don't freeze up over huge down payments. You can ride away for just $99 today. Get pre-approved at KeithSaysYes.com. Only at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
West Virginia's only Acura dealer, Lester Raines Acura. Keeping it simple, saving you money. Lester Raines Honda. Consider Lester Raines Mazda for your next vehicle purchase.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
Are you a die-hard Mountaineer fan? Then you need to check out the award-winning Touchdown City Show. Whether you bleed gold and blue or love great football discussions, the Touchdown City Show has you covered. For the best coverage and all things Mountaineer football, check out the Touchdown City Show.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin from Winfield, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar stores. Download the Par-Mar stores app and sign up for our rewards cards for even more savings. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. From gas to groceries, you'll find what you need at Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're ticking under 30 seconds here before the halftime buzzer ends. We're going to go ahead and give you some scores from around the state. Quad A, we have Spring Mills 35, Musselman nothing. Martinsburg 42-0 over Hedgeville. Wheeling Park over University 28-6. Parkersburg 10, Parkersburg South 6. Woodrow Wilson 21, Bluefield 0. Morgantown heading up over, bringing in the Connellsville Falcons out of Pennsylvania. They're winning 7-0. Morgantown winning 7-0 at halftime. Hurricane 27, DeWitt Panthers out of Michigan 35 at halftime. John Marshall 20, Washington 14. Spring Valley 28, Cabell Midland 13.
And my question is, how did Hurricane High School come to play a high school team from Michigan?
Not sure how that worked out. I did hear that they took a 2-hour bus trip up to Toledo, got off, had about a 2-hour practice, ate dinner, got lunch, got back on the bus, and then drove the rest of the way to Michigan to play the game. So, long day for them. It's gonna, always hard to be in a bus, especially after a football game. So we'll see how that turns out.
Well, also, on the other good side of it, it's a great experience for those kids that never been able to travel any,
Absolutely.
See someplace different.
And not only that, but you always wonder how your state stacks up against other states.
Good point.
So DeWitt's 3-0 going into tonight. The Hurricanes 2-1. So, if they're able to go ahead and either keep pace with them or beat them, it gives you a little bit of confidence being from the Mountain State here. So now down to AAA, Roane County 35, Lewis County nothing. Bridgeport 35, Lindsley Academy Cadets 0, Fairmont Senior 41, North Marion 12, Princeton 48, Pulaski Virginia Warriors 0, George Washington 20, South Charleston 0. Big crosstown rivalry there for the Army National Guard Gridiron Series. Another Army National Guard Gridiron Series, Point Pleasant 21, Ripley 13, Preston 14, Robert Seabird 0. Huntington 27, Riverside 0, Elkins 14, Buchanan Upshire 0, Hampshire 13, Grafton 14, Capital 12, St. Albans nothing, Braxton losing 13-0 against East Fairmont, Allegheny County, Virginia 28, Greenbrier East 0, Indiana Creek, Ohio is trailing Brooks 7-6 at this point, Kaiser 21, Berkeley Springs 0. Down to AA is the Pioneers come out on the field after halftime. Frankfort 48, Weir 0. Logan 21, Polka 7. This game here is Winfield 14, Wayne 6. Pikeview and Westside tied at 14. Liberty Harrison 0 against Philip Barber 6. Ritchie County 0, Williamson 21. Nitro 20, Chapmanville 0. Oak Hill 0, Lincoln County 0. Independence 30, Scott 6. Stroudsburg, Virginia Rams 35, Moorfield 7. Nicholas County 7, Nicholas County 21, Lincoln County 0. Wheeling Central 14, Midland Trail 0. And then Toronto, Ohio 53, Oak Glen 13. That's a final score. And last but not least, single A. Riverview 20, Hurley, Virginia 6. Waham 54, Calhoun County 13. Webster County 8, Madonna 7 at halftime. Tucker County 36, Gilmore County nothing. Dodge Ridge County 34, Ravenswood 0. Greenbrier West 14, Pocahontas County 0. A final score of Wirt County 42, St. Mary's 7. And we have the East Hardy 47, Tigard Valley 6 at halftime. Those are your scores from around the Mountain State as we get set to kick off this second half action here. All right, we gave you the scores from around the state, and one of the scores we did drop was this one here, Winfield 14. Wayne 6, getting ready to kick off the second half. Bob, what did you see in the first half? What do you expect in the second?
Well, pretty much the same, I would think. You know, they're just going to line it up and get after one another, and whoever executes the best, and as I always preach about, keeps the turnovers and the penalties down, will be the ones to win.
Ball's going to bounce. This is going to be a costly play for Winfield. Luckily, they scoop it. Nice little spin move to get up over the 25-yard line. Another lid comes flying off. Got to keep that bucket on, Bob.
I'm telling you, I always strap that thing on my head as tight as I could.
Carson Samples lost his lid there, and that was number 5, Trevor Tanner, on the return. And he's going to be down hurt on the play. Slow to get up. Referee's going to make him go to the sideline for one. First drive is always a big one coming out of the halftime. See what kind of adjustments these two coaches have made. We had a great halftime show from the Red Regime from Wayne. Their band and color guard did great. Cheerleaders on both sides getting the fans into it for both Winfield and Wayne. Gotta love it. Gotta love a Friday night here in the Mountain State under the lights. Beautiful evening. Little black and yellow Wiz Khalifa playing in the background from the PA system. Winfield breaks the huddle. Going to go right back to the trap over the right-hand side. They're going to go to Radcliffe, who had a lot of carries and a lot of yards in the first half. He's only going to pick up about 1 on that.
Too much penetration that time by the defense for the Generals to get anything done.
A lot of penetration, just sliding in there, making that tackle.
Jackson Sweeney on a really nice block that time.
Brings up 2nd and 9 for Winfield. Everybody checking their wristbands, going back to their base formation set, which is a wing T, one back look. They're going to revert Radcliffe on the pitch to the left. He's going to scamper, and he's going to pick up about 6 or 7 before he is brought down on a hard tackle.
You know, something that we mentioned in the first half, you did anyway, was Winfield's left guard seems to have a wider split from the center than the rest of those linemen do, and I don't know if that's by design or just the way he lines up. Or
if not, he created a big hole for a big second down carry.
Sure did.
Fisher Fry came up there and made the big stop to prevent that from breaking further. It's going to be a 3rd and 5.
And as I say that, he adjusts down to where, well, no, still got a little bit of area there.
It's very wide, very unbalanced, very uncommon, but it's working for him. They got 2 guys pulling this time. Pinkerton very confused. He's going to call his own number, and he's going to go off the left-hand side, and he is going to get absolutely annihilated by number 30, Tristan Turner, flying up, making the big hit.
They're trying to run a quarterback tray there, and what they're doing is faking the dive to the right-hand side and pulling the backside guard and the tackle. The guard's supposed to come across and kick the end out, then the tackle turns up in the hole, and the quarterback would reverse in behind the tackle. Well, what happened when the tackle pulled, nobody blocked back to get rid of the guy that was trailing the play, and he's the one that made the stop.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. Turner saw the big gap that we talked about between the guard and the center, and he just shot it and made the tackle. Big, nice, high booming kick there for the Generals. It's going to roll and be down at about the 44-yard line. Ronnie Staley, no chance for a return on the play. That'll bring up a first down for the Pioneers.
Looks like they're going to line up and go toe-to-toe again here in the second half.
You know, we're expecting a drop-down, drag-out fight. You mentioned earlier that, you know, it could be a one-point game with the way both these teams played. Both teams battle-tested. Wayne's 2-0. They had a 14-point victory over Talisa and a 20-point victory over Scott. You know, first week of the season, Winfield went out and just smacked Lincoln County 48-0. Handoff around the right-hand side. Looks to cut back. He has a little bit of room. He breaks it to Daylight. He's going to be scampering down the sideline. He's going to be dropped from behind by Hernandez. That's going to be Ronnie Staley the third over the right-hand side for a big gain.
And what you got there was old school football right there. Double tights. You had three guys in the backfield, a full house backfield, the right halfback and the fullback on the lead with the left halfback taking the handoff from the quarterback. That play's been around since a long time.
Since when Bob was a kid.
Yeah.
Big 36-yard gain for Staley.
Maybe even longer than that. Okay.
Staley's had a great game on a lot of carries tonight. And I think they go back to him again. Sorry, that was Wayman, the fullback, up the middle, picks up a 5.
This is the formation we've seen a lot of times now, and that's the play where they're running the same look, but they're either giving it to the fullback or running with the counter with the tailback in the other direction. That's the one they've been breaking all evening long, that play right there. And the Generals still seem to be a little confused about it.
Good pick up a 5 on first down, brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Pioneers. Bend don't break situation if you're Winfield, and you know they're inside the red zone, but you got to try to not let them get points here. It's going to be a quarterback keeper around the left-hand side. He cuts it back to the middle, and he's going to break a leg tackle, and Fisher Fry gets hit hard and dropped at about the 3-yard line. Big, huge play.
The Generals, once again, are just having trouble with counter action. You know, they're flowing too hard. Uh-oh.
One of the reasons they might have some trouble is they might have had a few guys up front getting held.
Well, that's true.
They throw the flag on where the flag landed. Wasn't anywhere near the line of scrimmage. I don't know if the ref didn't throw it far enough or if it was called on somebody on the outside, but brings back just a great run by Fisher Fry. He went off the left side, cut back, and got down inside the 5, but it will not stand. They're going to back him up.
Well, the Pioneers look like they have found some things on their adjustments that are working really well here so far.
They hit the chalkboard or the whiteboard there at halftime, and, you know, it's clicking. If you don't have the holding penalty, you know, you're sitting pretty here early in the second half. Got to bounce back after that one. That will bring up a 2nd and 13. I believe they're spotting the ball there on the 22.
Would they dare pass the football?
Sorry, 27. Well, you know, they've had a lot of big runs, and that's kind of the hard thing that normally, you know, in this down you would want to pass. But, you know, with as many big runs as you're getting, you got 3 plays to pick up this first down. They are going to pass. They're going to run a play action. He's going to launch one deep. Fisher Fry has a guy there. Hernandez all over him, though. Might even have hit out of bounds where it landed, so no connection.
The Generals have done a great job not biting on the play action and covering the pass every time they've tried that.
Absolutely. You know, there's only been one play, I believe, where the receiver had a step on a defender so far in this game. And, you know, on the long balls, Fry hasn't been able to connect.
Right.
So, brings up 3rd and 12 from the 27. When you were looking at 1st and goal from the 3, this play calls a real punch in the throat here for the Pioneers. Going to go 2 split, 2 in the backfield. Going to go fullback trap again. They're going to give it up the middle. He's going to break it through the hole, and he's going to be down to the 1-yard line. He's going to be brought down on a big run. I don't see any yellow flags on the play. That's going to be Wayman up over the middle again with a big run on that fullback trap. What'd you see on that one, Bob?
Quick hitter. Just take a step, take the hand off, bust him out of the way. Nice run there.
You know, we talked before about, you know, Wayman is a hard runner. He's not listed that big, 5'6", 158, but he runs hard. He runs straight downhill, and he would not be denied on that play.
And he is quick.
First and goal inside the 2. They're going to do the Philly tush push. Nobody's down. A flag comes flying in.
I don't believe they were set. Sideline.
Aiding the runner to call against Wayne.
Is that a sideline warning?
I believe that's our second one of the game now, one on each team. The Pioneers bench is absolutely livid. Well, no, it can't be a sideline warning because they're backing them up.
5-yard penalty. First and goal at the 6.
That makes a first and goal at the 6 now.
What is the signaling?
There was no signal. He gave the double hands like a sideline warning.
Right.
Pioneers coach was on the field. He was out to the numbers, but that was well after the play was over. So I'm very confused on the play call here. They're going to go back. They got 3 across here, 2 right. And they're going to go back, and it's going to be a left hand. A handoff over the left-hand side. He stretches out, and he gets the pylon. That's going to be Ronnie Staley doing everything he can to make the ball across the goal line. The ref's going to say he did it, and that's going to make this a 12-14 game with 7:36 to go here in the third quarter.
And there you go with the Notre Dame Newt Rockney full house backfield sweep.
Is that back when they had the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ronnie Staley said, I'm not going to go quietly in this game. And he took it straight to the pylon, reaching out. What a great play by him.
The thing about, and I've talked about this several times, fundamentally, like the entire team is fundamentally sound as far as technique and everything. When you see running backs blocking like that coming out of the backfield, they've been working on that stuff.
They're going to go to the air for the 2-point conversion. He has a man there. It's behind him. Can't convert. Wow, that's a tough one. 7:36 to go. They can't convert on the 2-point conversion. There's a lot of yelling on the sideline there. I can't tell who that is. If that's maybe number 2, Caden Hayton. He's yelling at someone.
It may come back to haunt him.
Him and Trey Bennett arguing over that one. You have to think, with as good as you ran the ball straight down Winfield's throat that time, really hard to not think, you're just going to, put the spoon in the big man's hand and let it happen again.
Right. Well, sometimes, and I was guilty of it a lot of times myself, sometimes you want to try to get cute and outdo yourself, think something's going to work, and then it doesn't. But
I know you are a legend in the coaching field, and, but someone else who has done that is Pete Carroll, the famous, interception when you had Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. So, even, one of the greatest coaching guys in the game makes those kind of play calls, that scratch your head for years to come. Got Malcolm Butler a few contracts because of it.
Well, like I said, they can either make you look like a moron or a genius, whatever happens,
Absolutely.
Tanner Hernandez.
Well, it's a 2-point game with 7:36 to go here in the third quarter. Both teams battling hard. Both teams playing great. We're going to see a lot of action to come. Hernandez takes the ball on the kick. He has a little bit of daylight. He's hitting strip, and he fumbles. That's his second fumble of the game. The ball was clearly out, and that's going to be picked up. That's going to be number 30, Tristan Turner, on the strip and the recovery. What a turn of events. What a play for the Pioneers.
Wow. Special teams, there you go.
Hey, that's 2 weeks ago when we called a game at Herbert Hoover, you said what a lot of coaches say. Special teams are a 30-year game. Fans don't want to believe it, but that is a special teams play that will have a pivotal moment in this outcome here.
I coached at George Washington High School with Steve Edwards Sr., and I always remember when there's a fumble or anything like that, he would always tell the kids, if you don't have to jump on it, pick it up and hold it and make them make the call. Full house backfield again.
Ronnie Staley off the left side again. Nothing doing this time. He's going to get tackled 2 yards in the backfield.
I don't believe that counter fooled anyone that time.
This is a big momentum builder right here. You got the home crowd in it. You got the sidelines, believing, you were down to start the second half. You already pulled it within 2. You get the big fumble right off the kickoff. You got to believe you got to have some points here.
And the team that lost the ball, the Generals, how are you going to respond,
Yep. As we talked before, the next play is most important.
Sure.
Hernandez is definitely going to be looking to do something on the defensive side, help his squad out. They're going to go to the air. Fisher's going to drop back the pass. Fisher-Fry's going to be dropped for a huge loss. It's going to be about a 7-yard sack on the play.
One thing that's fun about watching this game tonight, and I've talked about it a little bit, is neither one of these teams, these guys aren't going away. They're getting after each other, and they are playing hard, and they both want to get the job done. And that's what makes Friday night football so much fun. There's so much want to in these young men on both sides of the ball. And it just keeps it exciting and fun to watch.
Absolutely. That's one of the things about, high school and amateur level sports is that you're playing for the love of the game. You're playing because you want to win, not just because you're getting a paycheck like, some of the big named athletes out there. That's a coaching point. We'll bring right back here. They come to the 3. Didn't seem like they were set.
Penalty marker before the snap.
That's
delay of game call against the Pioneers.
That's why they were hustling. Play clock was down to 0. They couldn't get it off. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. And that will bring up a 3rd and 24. You got to be thinking you got to try to get some ground here. This is, like we said, you got to try to strike on the Hernandez play. Back to the sack, though, Bob, that's a coaching point where, you got to tell Fisher Fry that you're outside the pocket. Don't take the sack. Launch it out of bounds. Live the fight another day.
Right. Good advice.
Yeah. And again, that's something, hard to get in a high school kid's head.
Sure.
They're going to go fullback trap. They go off the left-hand side. He has daylight. He breaks it. He's going to make this a very, very big 3rd down. Wayman running downhill again. He cuts it back to the left, and he gets shoved out of bounds.
Making it happen so quick, off that trap block.
Absolutely. The track's been their bread and butter all day long. He reached out, and he stretched for the 1st down. He was well short of it. It looks like it's going to be about a 4th and probably call it 4.
I'm talking about amateur athletics. A buddy of mine named Tommy Keeler in Florida, a good friend of mine, is talking about a single-A high school in Central Florida now has a running back, and they are paying him. He's getting an NIL deal. I about fell on my chair.
That must be a beautiful problem to have as a high school kid.
Yeah.
Shotgun on 4th down. They're going to go to the air. They throw it. He has the tight end there. He catches it, and he picks up the 1st down. He's going to be down inside the 9-yard line. Fisher Fry right on the money on the right-hand side on the quarterback rollout.
Great play design, too, circling the backside receiver around because it made the defender come up and caused the gap in coverage where he could lay the ball in there in between the 2 defenders.
I believe that was Caden Hayton on the reception, and then the yak afterwards. The Pioneer sideline trying to pump these crowds up. You hear some of the cowbells ringing. And they're inside the red zone on 1st and goal. It's going to be Fisher Fry. He's going to call his own number. He scampers. He's standing up in the end zone. Took a little bump on the goal line, but it wasn't enough to bring him down. That's going to be huge and now makes it 14-16. Wayne takes their first lead of the ball game. Sorry, 14-18. Apologize.
They're taking advantage of the only Achilles heel we have seen for Winfield is they're having trouble stopping the counter for whatever reason. And that's where most of their success has come from against the Generals is the counter stuff.
You got to talk a lot of tired, you're getting late in the game. You should be a little bit refreshed from halftime, but this Winfield defense has been on the field literally all but one play here in the second half.
Yeah. Well, this is Wayne football. Here we go, full house.
Go back 2. It's going to be Ronnie Staley off the left-hand side. He reaches out. He's in. A flag comes from the backside.
Imagine that.
Holding the call against the Pioneers.
Holding on the Pioneers. That'll back them up 10 yards.
Wow, that makes a difference, too, that 2-point play.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I'm not sure why. Obviously, you want the 2 because you want to make it a 6-point game so that a field goal can't beat you either way. 2 field goals would beat you, if you only take the PAT. So that could be your whole reason for trying to go for this play here.
True.
And again, high school, how good's your kicker? You're looking at a fairly long PAT at this point. Snapping from the 12 is about a 29-yard field goal if they would try it.
And you look here, they're probably going to try to throw the ball, which is something they don't do a lot. So we'll find out what works.
Play action left. Fisher Fry rolls back. He got hit in the head. People are calling for a face mask. They're going to say, nope, didn't do it. He brought him down. 2-point conversions, no good. 5:28. Wayne jumps out to their first lead, 18-14 here in the third. And We got a replay of the last touchdown there, and it was a great, great play by Fisher Fry. Took a few hits, stayed on his feet, and got across the goal line.
Now it's time when it comes down, as you were talking about, everybody's getting a little bit tired now, and it's going to be a test of wills, you know.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, we were talking about their records before. We said Wayne came in at 2-1, Winfield, or 2-0. Winfield came in at 2-1. They had a hard loss to Herbert Hoover, the game you and I called, Bob.
Yes.
It was a 29-15 score, but the scoreboard didn't tell the story.
No.
Because Herbert got a late touchdown. That game went down to the final about minute and a half of just pure action. You know, and then they bounced back last week with a 28-14 win over Chapmanville. They're battle-tested. They're great. They're a great team. They're well-coached. Let's see if they can bounce back here on this drive. They're going to kick it back. It's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line. He's going to look to run to his left, and he tries to break a few tackles, and then a host of Pioneers tackle him. And I believe that was number 18, Aiden Tate on the return.
Well, and I'll tell you one thing, too, getting back to West Virginia high school football, if you're not enjoying this game, you don't need to be watching, because this is the way. These are my favorite ones. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, look at the score, the situations we've had, how quickly things change back and forth. It's really going to be real interesting and entertaining to see how this one turns out.
You're getting a little bit of everything here, Bob. You're getting the smash mouth football. You're getting the hard hits. You're getting the big plays. You're getting the big runs. It's a great atmosphere.
Sure is.
Here in Wayne, West Virginia. Generals looking to bounce back on their first possession of the second half. They're going to go reverse over the right-hand side, pick up about 4 before he's tackled.
Good job coming off the ball that time. Also did some investigating at halftime, and yes, they do have good hot dogs here at the concession stand. So keep that in mind if you come down to a game.
Gannon Boggs over the right-hand side. That's the hard-hitting reporting we need, Bob. We need a hot dog review at every game we call.
Well, you know, I try to get a sample at each place so I can give an honest opinion.
2nd and 5 coming up.
Winfield lined up, I believe, in trips for the first time this evening.
Yeah, we've not seen this tight left. You'd think maybe a screen to Lockery. Nope, they're going to go back on the other side. A big offensive line push. Lockery definitely sealed the edge, but a host of Pioneers came over to wrap up. Number 9, Gannon Boggs on the carry again.
That was coaching-wise, I thought that was a pretty smart idea, though, because you have the trips lined up to one side, and they're adjusting their defensive strength to the field where those guys were, then bring one of them back around to carry the ball and to block. That's pretty good stuff right there.
Referee say he didn't cross the line, didn't touch anybody. We're going to let him play on. Winfield was looking for a penalty on 3rd and short. They're going to look to pass. He has him down the seam again. Oh, what a big hit. Hits number 9, Gannon Boggs, right in the hands. Off his face mask even. I'll tell you what, that was a big hit. I believe it was Caden Hayton on the hit. Some of the fans on the Winfield side not real happy.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, now, and of course, once again, talking about these two types of offense, we haven't seen a lot of passing, but I'll tell you what, both sides of the football, Winfield and Wayne both lock it down when you're trying to throw the ball against them.
Yeah, there's been absolutely no, wide open guys. Great defensive coverage here. Referees, after the ball went out of bounds on the play, they decided they weren't going to go get it, so I had to stop the clock and bring the ball back into play. 4th down, they're going to go for it. Are the Generals on 3rd and short? 3rd and called about 3. Pinkerton changes the play at the line. Looks again. Maybe not going to snap it. Got 10 seconds. They're going to burn a timeout. Scott Smolder not liking what he's seeing. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin from Winfield, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at Par-Mar stores. Download the Par-Mar stores app and sign up for our rewards cards for even more savings. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. From gas to groceries, you'll find what you need at Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Wayne, West Virginia, where the Wayne Pioneers are up by 4, 18-14, with 3:47 to go here in the third. We got a big fourth down play coming up. It looked like Winfield was going to try to go for it, maybe tried a little hard count. Wayne didn't bite. And now looks like Winfield is going to play the field position game and punt it away.
3 yards to go. Lockery and punt formation.
Might get a fake here. You never know.
For the Generals, Ronnie Staley deep away.
Lockery back to kick. Good snap. Gets the boot up. Nice high kick. It's going to bounce and roll, and it will be down at about the 28-yard line. And that's where the Pioneers will take over on this possession with 3:37 to go here in the third quarter.
We always talk about this and discuss it a lot of times as coaches, and a lot of us are on different sides of the fence. Do you get all your young guys to be on all your special teams to give them time in the game and to give the other guys a break, or do you put your best 11 out there to make sure everything you do in your kicking game is as good as your offense and your defense?
Yeah, that's a good thought, a good process. I think especially in a tight game like this, you got to have a little bit of both. You know, you have a punt team 1, punt team 2, and
right.
You know, you got to go with your veterans. You can't take a chance on that punt getting blocked there because this game could get out of hand quick.
Just like both sides of the ball, I always had my 11 best guys out there for special teams.
They're going to go back to that trap, and it is nothing doing. You got
penetration.
3 big boys up front from Winfield. He barely got the handoff before he got dropped 3 yards deep in the backfield. I couldn't tell who that was on the carry. Apologize for that one.
Generals are still playing tough. Well, both sides are.
Yeah, you're certainly not going to expect either side to go away. Both teams battle-tested. Both have that blue-collar mentality when it comes to football. You know, in what makes Mountain State football so great.
Right.
Wayne's going to go gun. They're still going to go back to the trap. Going to be a quarterback trap left. He's going to get hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up one, falls forward for 1.5, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Fisher Fry on the carry, called his own number.
Looks like Winfield's made some adjustments up front there.
It's about time, because if not, those first 2 drives they had, the Pioneers had to start the half were great. If it wasn't for adjustments at the last time out, you might be seeing a big scoring game here. I'll tell you what, the Pioneer student section has come alive now that they're leading. They had the beach ball going around. Got the people dressed as construction workers down there. It is great to see the students getting involved on a Friday night. Going to go back to that old Notre Dame set. Nothing doing. Picks up about 3 on the 3rd and long.
Yeah, the fans are decked out in the neon construction vest there and the helmets. They're here to go to work, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if they're the same. Those students are the same people that made my commute so long on 64th. The construction that never seems to end.
Yeah.
Gain of 4, 4th down.
Gain of 4, 4th down, back to the field position game here.
I don't think either one of the coaches are going to roll the bones when it comes to the kicking game here. I think they're going to try to punt, get field position.
Absolutely. 4th and 5 in a tight game is something you don't ever want to do. It's going to be an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce, and they're going to wave it off and say, don't pick it up. And it'll be down at the 35-yard line. It'll be and we'll be back after this.
A 33-yard punt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10 for the Generals at the 35-yard line as they trail by 4. Going to be a shotgun snap. Pinkerton's going to go to the air. He throws it to the outside. It's going to be complete and caught by number 5, Trevon Tanner. Trayvon brought down right around the spot that he caught it at. Be about a pickup of 6. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Winfield may be going to open it up a little bit here to try to get some points on the board quicker.
We got 50 seconds and counting on the clock there in the third quarter. We start to wind down. Going to go back to the shotgun. They got twins right. Going to go to the air again, and Pinkerton is going to get dropped in the backfield. He looked to throw it to a guy on an out route. There was nothing doing there.
What a job up front that time by the Pioneer defensive line. Man.
I believe that was Wayman. That was Jaden Wayman on the tackle, I believe. It was hard to see a number, and I apologize for that.
Generals didn't even know what hit him that time.
It could have been Cooper Atkins as well. Might have been a 13. So, yeah, Generals did not know what happened. We got a player down on the field. It was one of the receivers that ran on the out route, which might have been why Pinkerton had the pump fake and couldn't get the ball off, other than the fact he had a guy in his face right away. That big sack, though, is going to bring up a 3rd and long here, about a 3rd and 10. Got to, they went to the air twice so far on this drive. You think on 3rd and 10 they're going to go back to it?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a really good fourth quarter. I know that.
Absolutely. With 25.9 on the play or on the game clock, 25 on the play clock, they will have to go ahead and run a play here before the half. Toby Locker, he was the one in the pass route that went down with an injury. He's walking off under his own power, which is always good to see because he has been a force in this game.
Yes, he has on both sides of the ball.
Walking off gingerly, but hopefully we'll be able to see him back here.
10 yards to go.
They're going to wind the play clock and the game clock. Like I said, there's about a second difference, so Winfield will have to run one play here on 3rd and 10 in the third quarter. Winfield doesn't have enough guys out there. They run a guy out at the end to put flanking to the left. 4 seconds on the play clock. Shotgun snap is back. Pinkerton's going to launch one deep. He has a guy behind a defender. Oh, but it's a great recovery by Ronnie Staley with the pass breakup by him. The closing speed to break that one up.
Tremendous defense. Can't get past that secondary, buddy, I'm telling you.
And I'll tell you what, that's a way to end the third quarter, and we'll be back after this.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just ended the third quarter with a bomb by Pinkerton, and it was a great pass on the money. He had a guy running a deep drag route, but Ronnie Staley with the closing speed got the hand in there to break it up at the last second. That's how the third quarter ended. In the fourth quarter, looks like it's going to begin with a punt, where the Wayne Pioneers lead 18-14 over the visiting Winfield Generals.
That was a shame on that drop there. That the young man was wide open as 7-11 on Christmas Day.
Good to see Lockery back in the game. He's going to get the snap, and he's going to punt, and he's going to boot a deep one. What a kick. It's going to hit and take a nice bounce in the favor of the Winfield Generals. And it'll be down around the 20-yard line, and that's where the Pioneers will start with the ball. Their sidelines are fired up. They had their helmets off, coming off the field at the end of the third quarter there, getting the crowd into it. They're really feeling it here in Wayne, West Virginia.
And now it's time for the ebb and flow of the game. See how it turns out here and what happens.
You got Wayne going to try to run some clock. 11:48 is, almost a whole quarter, but it is not a lot of time in the grand scheme of a high school football game. It can go quick, especially if you get a couple first downs and a couple big runs.
Especially for the Pioneers.
Yeah, especially the team doesn't air it out a lot. Not a lot of time for that clock to stop in the middle. Got the cheerleaders throwing T-shirts into the crowd. Got the water balloon launcher giving gifts to the fans. Gotta love it here on a Friday night in Wayne, West Virginia. Going to go back to that Notre Dame offense. And they're going to take it around the left-hand side. That's going to be a face mask. Ronnie Staley. Ronnie Staley has all the laundry on the field after his head got turned there. That's going to be a 15-yard automatic first down for the Pioneers.
And Ronnie Staley's another little fighter, buddy. He's tough.
I'll tell you what, I like the way he runs. It's downhill, it's fast. You know, he was going a little bit right to left there, but, you know, it was still bull in the China shop mentality.
Sure. Those guys have some nasty in them. They like taking on the challenge.
He's listed at 6'1", 155, and I'll tell you what, that's not heavy for a high school kid, but you know, he looks a lot bigger from up here, I'll tell you that.
Yes, he does.
Holding against Winfield is declined.
I'll tell you one thing, he definitely plays bigger.
There were actually 2 fouls on the play. Apparently, one of the interior defensive linemen for Winfield held a pulling offensive lineman, so that was a defensive hold. Rare call. You see it sometimes, not often. But that flag is picked up, and then the Pioneers will accept the 15-yard face mask that was committed against Ronnie Staley on the run. Fisher Fry going back into the huddle. Let's see what they come out with here on 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
That center Tucker Fry, number 66, has done a great job keeping that line going.
Absolutely. A lot of penetration from the Winfield Generals there. The back was able to pick up about 2.
Always happens when you brag on the line.
Yeah, as soon as you key in and spotlight, that's when it happens. The old announcer's curse, as you will.
Yeah, you're right.
That was Caden Hayton on the carry off the right-hand side. Been a great battle in the trenches all night long. And like you said, ebbs and flows of the game where Winfield was getting blown off the ball for a couple of drives, and then, you know, play right there where they just swarmed to the ball all downhill and didn't let anything happen.
That was a great job of scraping into the gap by Lucas Howell on that last play.
Got it in tight. Breaks one off, and it's going to be a big hit.
16, Jaden Wayman, the ball carrier.
Jaden Wayman, the ball carrier. And that's going to be number 18, Aiden Tate on the big tackle.
Here's another one of those energizers. He comes at you with everything he has, every play.
3rd and a long 2.
That high energy, high motor guy like a TJ Watt who, you know, every play, you know, is the most important play in their mind, and they're always fighting for it. Got to love guys like that. The Hines Ward mentality, you know, a lot of coaches said, I'd rather have 11 Hines Wards than you know, any other player. He's one of them. Going to be the fullback trap again. Didn't seem like he was going to pick anything up. Winfield got across the ball, but he did shake it. Picked up about 2.
Great effort.
We have an official's timeout for measurement.
I believe that was Wayman, the ball carrier. Well, 3rd official measurement as the chain gang comes over to see if he picked it up. You got to love that one of the chain gang members didn't even put down his lemonade to bring the chain out there.
I know, the man's thirsty. While we're doing this, one thing I'd like to say, and you heard me say this like at the Hoover game, you know, come out and support your team, and if you can't, watch it on RSN, of course, but whenever you're out somewhere, say something good about the game of football. It's great for these young men, teaches them discipline and teamwork, great friendship. So say something good for us.
Absolutely. You know, every sport's a team building thing, but, you know, a lot of people say, you know, football is the ultimate team sport because there's a lot of positions where your impact matters, but you never get credit for it, especially in a running game like this, all the big boys up front.
Absolutely.
Going to be 1st and 10. They did give it to him. It's going to be Fisher Fry keeping it. Maybe a little bit of a busted play, but he's going to make it work.
Number 12.
Now that's a scrum right there. Uh-oh.
There's a scrub, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. Flag comes flying in late, well after the play. Number 40, Landon Hill, walking around with his helmet off. Not sure what happened there. They're going to call a late hit on sportsmanlike conduct. That'll add 15, be an automatic first down. This is a position where you start to worry, where you start getting that chippiness, where if you're the team that's losing, not losing down, I should say, you don't want to fight the other team, and then especially start fighting each other. That's when things go awry pretty quickly.
Penalties and turnovers, the game killers.
9:09 and counting on the clock here. The Pioneers looking to drain that clock. Winfield trying to get the ball back.
Full house ISO again. Man, nice play coming up there.
Absolutely picks up about 4. It's going to be Staley on the carry.
Number 18, Aiden Tate, coming from the defensive backfield, laying the lumber in there.
Yeah, a lot of defensive backs don't get noted as good tacklers, but I'll tell you what, he's had at least 3 big hits tonight.
And you know, the thing about it is, you can tell he enjoys it too.
Yeah, there's a difference between a guy who makes a tackle because he has to and one who just really wants to rock people.
Sure.
Brings up 2nd and 7. Going to go fullback trap. Great diving lunge play by Wayman to pick up a few extra. Nope, the referee's going to say his knee hit and only going to give him 2 on a carry.
Well, they're lining up with that offset backfield. They have the fullback in the middle, then they have the other back offset opposite of the tight end. So what's that really doing is balancing up your offense. And sometimes the defense is not lining up accordingly because of the deception of having that back offset to the other side.
Wayman's going to have to come over. Might have hurt his knee there a little bit. You know, when he hit the ground, he's over making some kicks, stretching it out, getting a little high knees going. Hopefully we'll see him back in a play or 2.
Here we go. Notre Dame, full house again.
Famine and pestilence, destruction and death. Let's see what they have for us. They go off the right-hand side, and that's going to be number 2, Caden Hayton on the carry. He's only going to pick up about 1, bring it up 4th and 3.
Great defensive stand by the Generals.
Gain of 1.
Are they going to gain of 1? Okay. Don't need to measure.
Going to be 4th and 2.
So what do you do here?
Well, you know, I'd imagine some kind of trap play. We've seen it all night.
Yeah, just line up and run the counter action game. Again, like I said, that's been their Achilles heel. That's what's given them more problems than anything.
It looks like Pioneers looked over at the play clock. It looks like they're going to burn a timeout as the play clock gets down here. They're going to talk about this big 4th down. We're going to talk about it with you. What an opportunity the Pioneers have right now to pick up this 4th down and really burn some clock, really get that down under. If they pick up this 1st down, they should be able to get this under 4.5 minutes, I'd say, which really makes it tough for Winfield, if the Pioneers would end up scoring.
Well, even if they don't, what's tough about this, and I'm not saying they can't do this, but when you have both of these teams, like we saw at Hoover, if you live by the run, it's tougher for you to be able to get the ball down the field with throwing the football because you simply don't spend a lot of time working on it. That's not what you devote your time and energy to. That's not what you believe in as your basic offense. And when it's not balanced like this, when you run the ball a lot more, then when you get in situations where you're going to have to throw it more, it makes it tougher on your own team because they haven't done it that much. I mean, it's pretty simple to figure out.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely adds something to it. One thing to note, Jaden Wayman's still out of the game with that knee injury. So a big 4th down coming up here for the Pioneers. They're going to go pitch, sweep left. He's got around the corner, and it looks like Landon Hill got a hard hit on him. It's going to depend on the spot. The official on the far side's past the sticks, and he definitely picked up that 1st down.
Gain of 5. 1st down, Pioneers.
That number 7, Jennings Noble, now let me tell you what, he's a player. Been getting it done.
That was a full effort run by Noble. Big pickup by Noble to keep that clock churning under 7 minutes on the drive here. Go back to that fullback trap off the left-hand side.
And the other thing about Noble, he plays a lot bigger too. He looks taller than he is, but he does a great job.
Yeah, again, listed only 5'9", 145, but he's playing a lot bigger than that. Had a hard run. He's a guy that hasn't got a lot of carries tonight, and then you go to him on 4th down. That says a lot, what the coaches believe in him. Winners want the ball when the game's on the line. Game's definitely on the line now as we tick under 6:20. 4-point lead for the Pioneers as they're driving. They go back to the fullback trap right. He bounces off a guy or two, and he's going to stumble and rumble, and he's on top of a guy. They're going to say he wasn't down. He's going to be into the end zone. And that's going to be a Pioneer touchdown. They jump out to a 10-point lead, 24-14.
Those two guys right there were responsible for a lot of that right there, buddy.
Really, really hard to see these numbers with the red on black, or the burgundy on black, I should say. But that was Jaden Wayman coming back from the knee injury earlier in the quarter to pick up that big, huge run for the touchdown.
And Caden Hayton getting some good, amassing some good yardage on that drive as well. Uh-oh, can you imagine this? There's a flag on the play, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what people were staring at there and what we were watching, but the snap went back, the hold went down, the kick went no good. Winfield was trying to substitute. They had a guy running off the field. Coaches told him, stay there. He stopped, but I'm pretty certain he was across the line of scrimmage when the coaches told him to stop. If he would have backed up, it wouldn't have been offside. But because of that, the Pioneers will get another go at it. And with them moving a little closer, you got to think that they're going to go for two.
Don't be surprised if this ball winds up in number 2's hands.
They're going to go shotgun. Twins left, something we really haven't seen. In the a big move there for Winfield to burn a timeout on a 2-point conversion. Certainly something you don't see. We'll be back. We're gonna want to talk about that one, later in the game. Getting down, you only have one timeout left. You're down 10. Timeouts are a key in this factor. What do you think about that?
Well, the biggest thing about it is, once again, Winfield now is going to have to try to start throwing the football, of course. And the other thing is, that's what these offenses are built for. If you're up 10 points and you get that ball back, it's going to be tough sledding if you can't turn the ball over or get it back again.
Absolutely. The timeout comes in on defense, though, because being down 10, it's a 2-possession game, meaning that even if you, first play, throw a bomb for a touchdown,
right,
you got to stop the clock. You got to get the ball back.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely going to be a factor here late.
And don't forget, we've already seen a couple of turnovers tonight, too, so you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Going to be a handoff of – nope, they're going to do a bubble screen to the left-hand side, and that's going to be a big willpower play. Ronnie Staley breaks a tackle from Trevon Tanner. He had him 5 yards deep in the backfield, dead to rights, didn't matter. Ronnie Staley shakes the guy and gets across the goal line for the 2-point conversion. They go up 26-14. It's a 12-point lead with 6:11 to play. Here's a look at the last touchdown. It was just an all power, all run, straight downhill, nothing crazy on the trap there. What'd you think, Bob?
That was all 1-2 as well. That guy was smelling the end zone. He was not going to be denied if it was up to him. Great job.
And again, like we said, that was Jamin Wayman who scored the touchdown. He went out, maybe 5 or 6 plays earlier after his knee hit the ground. He was on the sideline trying to get it loosened up. So always great to see him come back in and then just provide that little bit of spark after the injury.
And the thing about it is that's impressed me also, especially with Wayne, their linemen are still coming off the football and getting after people. Winfield is too, but the Pioneers will find a way to stymie some of their blocking schemes, and it's slowing them down a lot here. So now you see what happens here. Winfield's going to have to get a score pretty quick here.
6-11's a lot of time to work with. On the offensive side, it's an eternity. It's the defensive side with only one timeout when you're playing a great running offense like Wayne. So we'll see if the Generals can turn it around. They got a lot of fight. They got a lot of battle win, and we know that. We've seen it so far this season. Going to be a deep kick, and it's going to be fielded. That's going to be Trevon Tanner taking it off the left side. He cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he's going to have a nice big return, about 22 yards on a carry. He's going to get back out to the 39-yard line.
Great job. Nice field position on that return there.
Special teams, you said, a third of the game.
There you go.
That's a huge thing right there. I mean, if he lets that go over his head into the end zone, you lose 19 yards to start the drive. So great decision by him to field it and run.
And we're talking about down the road, looking ahead. If the Generals come out here and knock it down the field real quick and score, here comes the special teams decision whether you're going to kick on sides or not, you know?
Absolutely. Luckily, high school, you know, you could still surprise them. Shotgun for Winfield. They're going to go pass. Pinkerton rolls out to his right. He has a little bit of time. He throws it to the sideline. It's going to be off the hands and can't be hauled in by number 87, Hernandez. Was a hard pass to get. I'm not even sure if his feet were still in bounds when he had a shot at it. It was hard to see there where the white line was.
Well, you know, the Generals, too, have had some protection issues all evening long when they're trying to throw the ball. Maybe try to go maybe a little intermediate routes or something instead of going deep. I don't know.
Absolutely. You think, too, you know, if that's the case, boot them out right away. Don't have them drop back and then try to scramble.
Right.
For those of you watching at home, I don't, you know, for those of you who aren't students of the game, do the X's and O's, you know, when you get the scramble drill by the quarterback, it's always hard for a receiver to change direction and come back to where the quarterback is rather than where the quarterback wanted you to be in the begin with. They ran that tight end screen a couple times. They run it again. Nothing doing. That was Lockery on the catch, and number 50. I don't have a name for him.
And that
on the tackle.
That stop right there was from practice and preparation and being able to being well coached, being able to recognize what's going on.
They burned him on that play twice in the first half, and you have to think that it was a halftime adjustment where the coaches coached him up and said, hey, if you see him blocked down and that start to drift out, you got to go with him. Don't chase the quarterback. Going to come back out gunning. What a throw by Pinkerton, right on the money. He hits Hernandez dead in the chest. He holds on from a couple big hits. A flag comes in late. You have to think this is going to be some type of unnecessary roughness because there was a lot of hitting, a lot of slamming going on there, but I believe after the whistle had been blown.
And see, the thing about it is the quarterback there, anytime that he can drop and set his feet, he throws a really good football.
Oh, absolutely. He has great mechanics. He's great in the pocket. He reads the field well, keeps his eyes downfield all the time. The line just got to give him time to get there.
Sure.
It was a 15-yard completion plus the 15-yard penalty. That's a 30-yard swing on one play, picking up a big chunk of land. 5:06 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And that's the last thing that the Pioneers needed. And guess what? Mistake and penalty. There you go.
Absolutely. And it was good coverage. We said all day, all night long so far that, you know, the defensive backs have been there. They had him surrounded. He ran the curl route. It was against the zone. So he sat in the window. Pinkerton threw a great ball. And, you know, if you're the coaches for Wayne, you got to say just make the tackle.
Yeah.
Let the clock run. You know, don't give them that extra 15.
Yeah, and it's tough, you know, because they're trying to get something done, you know.
It's going to be Hernandez on the jet sweep. We saw this against Hoover a couple times. I believe it's only the first time we saw it tonight. He picks up 7.
I'd love to see a replay on that when number 40, Landon Hill, came out there and laid the lumber to a defender. And as we used to say in the business, decleated him, which means he hit him so hard he knocked him up in the air off of his cleats.
I'll tell you what, yeah, we've talked about Landon Hill a couple times. You know, he's a downhill blocker, downhill linebacker. Love to watch him play. General's under center here on second down. They're going to roll out, and he has Hernandez wide open behind him, and it's going to be underthrown, and it's going to be intercepted by number 1, Ronnie Staley. Oh, man, what a tough throw for Pinkerton. He had a guy. Hernandez beat the coverage. We said it hadn't been done all night long. He finally gets one past him, and he underthrows it.
And that secondary, I'm telling you, man, all night long.
Was it a designed rollout? Did you notice that ball? Because
I think so, yeah.
Because he didn't set his feet. We said he's great at throwing when he sets his feet, but on the rollout there, it was underthrown. Rule 1 at quarterback camp, get the snap. Rule 2, never throw a short pass long or a long pass short. That's when they get picked off, and that's what you saw there. And that's heartbreaking for these Generals.
And, you know, once again, and I talk about this all the time, psychologically, this is really going to be tough for them to overcome now, unless they can get a turnover or something.
Absolutely.
And time is slipping away. And those guys in the black and red are going to do everything they can to roll that clock.
Absolutely. They're rolling downhill. Wayman, the last touchdown scores, breaks it for about 9 yards there off the left-hand side.
And hats off to Coach Harmon. That gentleman has been here for, I don't know what, 105, 106 years. Now, I've known Coach Harmon a long time, and he's been here a long time and has done a great job. You can look across at all the championship and playoff plaques on the wall over there. It's amazing the career he's had as a coach here.
The banners have been made, and you don't make them unless you win.
That's right.
So when you walk in a place like this and you see the banners, you know the head coach has it going on. Going to look to wind that clock. They're going to snap it with just 2 on the play clock. Smart move there. It's going to be a big bounce outside, and that's going to be number 2, Caden Hayton.
And you know the other thing that I noticed in most places where you have a good program like this, when I came through the crowd today to come up here to the press box, I don't know how many little kids I saw with their midget league jerseys on, buddy, coming to watch the big guys play. They're going to be them someday, you know, and it's passed down. They pay it forward, you know.
Absolutely.
And that tradition been here for a long time, and the system and everything is passed down through the middle school and the midget league guys, and they all live to be a Wayne Pioneer, buddy.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, you know, I remember growing up being a midget football player and going to the Friday night games with my dad, and these guys might as well have been in the NFL. You're looking at these high school kids, you know, so it's great to see the young fellas coming out here and watching the older kids play, you know, and that one day that's going to be them.
Right.
And when you have good tradition like this, like we said, you see the banners everywhere. You know, it starts young. You got to coach these kids young. You got to get the discipline young. You got to teach them the X's and the O's young. They're going to let this tick down before they snap it. We're about 5 on the play clock when they do. It's going to be a quarterback boot to the left after the play action. Going to come back. Not sure what that flag is going to be. He picked up the first down if it stands.
Might be a clip. I'm not sure.
They moved the flag. Where the flag was thrown was where the runner was, and I didn't see anyone else around, but they did move it back inside to where the lineman was, and that's going to be holding.
The call against the Pioneers.
That's going to be a drive killer as far as backing them up, but it is first down, and that winds the clock.
Right.
Not a terrible thing to get a holding penalty there if you can hold on to the football. It could help you hold on to this 10-point lead with 2:45 to play.
Well, this is the time of the game where you hope somebody makes a big play. I mean, you're getting to desperation time here. Somebody in Winfield needs to make a big play, cause a fumble, do whatever, just like the young man from the Pioneers did a little while ago. He made a big play.
Yep, yeah, on the kickoff, you know, he reached in there and, you know, he was swatting at the ball as he was making the tackle, and the last tackle was a shoestring tackle. You can't swat at the ball when you're doing that. You got to hit guys hard, try to get that turnover.
And not to mention the interception that caused this offensive series.
Absolutely. Turnovers are a key part of that game. It seemed like a false start maybe there on number 1, Mr. Ronnie Staley, but referees say nope. He got it around the right-hand side on a jet sweep. Didn't go anywhere. Lost about 6 on the play, and Winfield's going to burn their final timeout with 2:16 to play here, bringing up second down.
Timeout, Winfield. Third and final.
With 25-second play clock right now, the average football plays about, 5 seconds, we'll call it in high school. That gets you down to about 2:11, and then even if you don't pick up the first down, you're able to waste, 50 seconds on top of that. You're talking about a total minute off the clock here and getting it down to about 1:16. Before Winfield would even get the ball back if they're able to hold him here.
It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with right here.
Got to do something on the defensive side. You got to tell the guys, hey, don't take a stupid penalty. Don't give them a free first down with a face mask or a late hit or anything like that. And, if you're the Pioneers coach, what are you telling them? Hey, stay in bounds. If you get near the sideline, just go down. Going down in bounds is more important than picking up a few extra yards.
And also, both coaches, particularly Wayne's coach, telling them, don't do anything stupid right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Don't hit somebody late. Don't hold somebody like we just did. Hand that ball off. Let's punch it a little bit, and let's burn some clock and get out of here.
Absolutely. The Pioneers go too wide, way wide, trying to open up a little bit of field room, and that works out, and that picks up about 10 or 12 on the play. Wayman on the carry, he just kept those legs turning.
Well, what happened is you put the 2 wide receivers out in twins. That takes one of the middle defenders out of the middle of the field who's been stopping that right there, and bam, there you go.
Absolutely. Football is a math game, whether you want to believe it or not.
Sure it is.
The less guys you have in the tackle box versus the more guys you have on your side usually pays dividends. What do they say, Bob? Get a hat on a hat?
That's right. And a lot of times these coaches get credit for calling good plays, and a lot of times they're just guessing.
Oh, absolutely.
But, we'll take it.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like the Pioneers are going to let this play clock tick down to 1 second. They're going to burn their final timeout. That leaves the clock at 1:25. So as of right now, if they go down in bounds, this clock will be under a minute before Winfield would be able to get it back. Well under a minute.
Well, you know what? This is what's really tough as a coach. What are you telling your kids right now? You know, of course, the main thing you're going to try to tell them is don't give up. You know, there's still some time left.
Absolutely. One thing to note there while we got the timeout, Caden Hayton, who's been a great runner for this Pioneers team, he's on the sideline. He was doing some sprints up and down the sideline trying to get those legs loose. Don't know if he's dealing with some cramps or something else going on, but as an offense, he's not a guy you want on the sideline. Granted, all the ball carriers have been very, very solid for this Pioneers team.
The thing about him is he doesn't look like a running back, but he can carry the mail. You know, he's more lanky, wide receiver, tight end type looking guy, but can he carry the mail?
He could deliver a first down. They're going to try to pick one up here. It's going to be a jet sweep left out of that Notre Dame formation. He's going to run out of bounds, which we talked about earlier, saying that's one thing you don't want to do. Ronnie Staley picking up, getting close to that first down, but the time is the bigger factor there. If he just slides down and loses a yard on the play, or takes a yard less on the play, that clock runs and gets down under a minute. This is really going to aid Winfield.
Yep. The other thing is too, if you're on the sideline over there at Winfield now, you're getting your punt block team ready, because if they don't convert right here and don't go on fourth and you're out there and they're going to punt, you got to try to block it.
I'd imagine that the Pioneers are going to take their final timeout with 1 second on the play clock, which doesn't make sense because the game clock wasn't running. But they're going to talk about this one.
I believe I would too.
Yeah, definitely. What are you thinking? 5 yards doesn't kill you. So do you tell your guys, hey, we're not snapping it. We're only getting the hard count and then punting? Is that what this conversation is?
Well, you got 4th and 1 right now?
Yeah, 4th and call it 2.
Yeah,
4th and 1, 4th and a long one. But I'll tell you what, do you take the chance of giving Winfield the ball? They have the quick strike. We saw that, Hernandez got behind the defense.
Well,
he can do it. He's athletic enough that, give him the ball in this field position.
Yes, it's a game of field position. If you want to be safe about it and, don't want to take any chances, which a lot of people do, if you turn the field over here, it's going to be awful difficult for Winfield to score 2 times with 1:17. So I would kick the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're not going to, I guess. They're going for it. Wow.
And he fumbles. The ball was out. The ball came out. Winfield saying they got it. Now the referees are saying, nope, the Pioneers got it.
Now, was that a first down?
They're saying it is a first down. Now the question is, here's the question, where was the fumble? If it was on the other side, they need to back that up, but they're not even going to consider.
And that's the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We tick under a minute here. And again, the score for this Winfield Generals team for the second game of theirs we've called is not going to tell the story. This was a 1-point game that exploded, in the last couple minutes to really have a widening gap and end up being a 12-point loss here.
Yeah, and we talked about it time and time again. When you're that close of opponents, the little things, the little mistakes, the turnovers or whatever, it's what causes everything.
Absolutely. The Pioneers are going to need to take 2 knees here. They'll take this one. And they got about 7 seconds to wait to take the other one, and then they'll wrap up this victory.
I believe that's it.
Oh, they're going to call it. They're going to say no. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, from Wayne, West Virginia. We'd like to thank Ethan Young and his crew on the cameras and the digital and everything that he did to make us be able to bring this game to you, so that myself, Craig Broman, and Bob Goebel could join you tonight in your living room or wherever you're at watching the HD Media Sports app, and allowing us to bring you the Wayne victory over the Winfield Generals, 26-14.
Good night.
Wayne 26.